These two grown men had never seen the Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
He says all the right things at exactly the right time, and he means nothing to you, and you don't know why.
These two grown men had never seen the Simpsons. It's America's Barley Basket.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 71 of America's Barley Basket. I'm your host, Marlin Wells, alongside host Nathan Fulsabach. Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlin.
How are you, bud?
I got mice.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. I have vermin. I live amongst my squalor living days have caught up to me. Someone else from the outside smelt what I was cooking. Like, ooh, that's hot trash. And mice love it. I fucking had a mouse literally crawl up my leg today, which is, yeah.
Welcome to my nightmare.
Yeah,
that is my literal hell.
I mean, I don't have a mouse phobia per se, but I don't encourage it. I don't want it to happen. Not a vermin guy.
I don't like anything that can run up my pant leg if it wanted to.
Yep, exactly.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't like anything that darts.
Yep.
I don't like anything fast.
I'm going to have to start tight rolling my jeans.
Yeah.
Go get my parachute pants out of storage. Gotta get those tight cuffs.
I gotta dust off the Jordashes.
Yeah. What you'd think with the cankles I'm sporting, that'd be tough to. It's not like I'm over here with a spindly shin. I got a
It's
thicky.
tough to roll on.
Yeah.
My foot's going tingly.
But yeah, they find a way. Oh fuck!
They got in.
Yep.
Need yourself a cat.
I need something. Some kind of bird of prey. Get
a falcon.
Get a falcon.
Get deep into falconry.
Yeah, a little 7-foot basement ceilings might not be exactly what a falcon's looking for. Just an apartment full of owls. It just keeps escalating. It's like, now I got to get a lynx to eat these owls.
It's little old woman who swallowed a fly.
Yeah.
Yep. It's your whole life.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I gotta live vermin free, man. I'm in my 40s now. I can't be living this life. I can't be. I mean, you know, I take pride in being a dirt dog, but
yeah, you do.
I'm gonna start getting scabies or something. I don't want the hantavirus. So
let's have you not get the hantavirus. I would rather, for the sake of the podcast, and as your friend, I would rather you not get the hantavirus and then bring it over here to my home.
Getting diseases that people got from cleaning out grain bins in the 30s. Shouldn't be breathing that in anymore.
Oh, God, I hope you don't get a mouse in your mouth later tonight.
Fuck.
Do you need a place to sleep?
That mouse is going to die. I will eat a mouse. I'll chomp down on that shit.
Do you want a gun? I got guns.
Oh, man. This might be, I might have to do fishing game style, do control burn. We start in one corner of the apartment, just burn it out, like flush it out, waving that
grid.
smoke.
Yeah. Like you're searching for a runaway teenager.
Yeah. Holding the hands of the neighbor, we're just pushing through. It's like, this apartment's 8 by 15. This shouldn't be a multi-person job.
I can lend you a 357. You make a mouse disappear.
Yeah.
357.
There's a little pile of ash.
Just that's it. Oh, God, I can't imagine. You got traps out? What are you doing?
We got traps, old-fashioned. Classics. Yeah, I've always been told that you can try to church it up with a glue trap. I'm not going to do any of that hippie nonsense. That mouse, I want that mouse to die.
Yeah, I think glue traps are worse. I think glue traps are more...
Oh, that's torture. Yeah,
they're way more inhumane.
I bet... when we are ripe old men, hopefully we would beg for someone to slap a metal bar across our neck and end the pain.
I would beg for that today.
If a rough afternoon, I think,
the other option is glue trap.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah,
lay in this thing and starve to death.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Take it
out. Drop a bar on the back of my dome and let's call it a day.
Eat a treat. Take me out that way, man. If I am 85 years old, shit my diaper, just fucking hand me a Snickers bar and drop a metal bar on my head. What a way to go.
Oh, he went out doing what he loves.
This mouse should thank me.
Eating garbage.
Yeah, eating trash. Getting stuck in a trap.
Well, I hope you get your mouse. I would bum you my cat, but I don't think she's much of a hunter. I've watched her not kill box elder bugs for 2 weeks now.
I need to lure a alley cat into my house with rat meat.
Yeah, you need a feral one is what you need.
I need one that has a taste for rodent and likes what it's eating. And just lead it in,
You need a stray.
Yeah.
Get a hold of a stray. Get a fishing net I'll get a fishing net and hang out the passenger window of your car, and we'll drive around until we get you a cat.
Yeah. And then that's how I just end up living in my car, because I hear that stray. It's very angry.
Because then what?
It's out of mice. It's pissed.
Yep. Now what do? You got to get a dog. This is how things escalate.
Yep. All of a sudden, I have a jaguar in my apartment.
I mean, that could be fun too.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous creatures.
Yeah. Jaguars are just kind of like a jacked mountain lion. It's like, you just look at it, it's like, oh, that's just a jaguar that's just doing a lot of upper body work. Like
just a beefy mountain lion.
It's like a mountain lion with traps.
It's just a yoked puma.
Yeah. You know what else is yoked?
What's that?
The Simpsons.
Okay.
Do a lot of lifting.
All right. Yeah. I don't know about that.
We got to get in it. It's 1 a.m. our time.
We've been here too long.
So we're up to episode 17, season 17.
Season 16.
God damn it! I thought
but
that
we're
was
knocking it out today. We're
dude, that's what it is.
16 today.
We're putting a bow on season 16.
One of those that works out just perfectly. It makes my fucking weird OCD tendencies so happy.
Chef's kiss. It's perfect. There it is. All
nice
done.
Clean break.
Yeah. So we're up to episode 17. The Heartbroke Kid. Starts off in the school. We get Skinner agreeing. There's a bunch of suits, and Chalmers is there too. Mm-hmm. And Skinner agrees to let a company, I don't even know the name of the company, but they're going to take over all of the vending machines. And they're pushing a duo called Scammer and Z-Dog. They're really very ridiculous looking rappers.
Yeah, Lindsay Nagel describes them as, I believe, spokes rebels.
Yeah, that's exactly
they're like
it.
Counterculture, but they still came from a fucking committee for sure. They're real lame.
They still work for some giant multinational company. So that's all now. Everything's been replaced. It's nothing but Z-Dog and Scammer, which are great names. But they are the spokesmodels. The snacks are pure garbage, which Lisa points out. But it's like,
of course they are.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you expect?
Yeah, exactly. It's
not a lot of celery and vending machine
exactly.
snacks.
It's all meant to last a decade. It's
you got a vending machine specific treat that you enjoy?
You know, I have a weird. I find it's not just me. It's a vending machine phenomenon. It's something about of the Cheetos that I've consumed in the last 20 years.
Interesting.
90% have been after midnight from a hotel vending machine.
Okay.
It's something about when you're drunk in a hotel, Cheetos always seems like, because there's always got Cheetos. I don't know what it is.
Huh.
That's
okay.
I don't know if I've ever bought in the last 20 years. I don't know if I've ever bought a bag of Cheetos in a gas station, but
oh man, see, I love me a Cheeto.
Yeah, I do too. I just never crosses my mind, I guess.
Oh, I'm buying Cheetos on the reg when I'm eating garbage, like when I'm not trying to be good.
Yeah,
like I'll buy Cheetos at a grocery store, like
get the
an
big
animal.
Bag. Save that money.
Yeah.
You old enough to remember Cheetos Paws?
Fucking A, I do.
I'd fuck some Paws up.
Paws.
Yeah. I like a puff. I like a puff too.
I'm a crunchy guy, but I'll take a puff. Yeah. I ain't above it. What are your thoughts on the Flamin' Hots?
I don't know. I would rather
have an OG Cheeto, and I would rather have a Flamin' Hot Funyun. That's where my Flamin' Hot love falls.
I would go with that. I'd agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, like they're good. I won't. If you gave me a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, I wouldn't
you
throw it back at you.
Yeah.
But I'll eat a fucking Cheeto any time of the day.
Yeah.
My vending machine snack of choice, the Big Texas Cinnamon Roll. Because it is such garbage. No snack should be wet when you open it.
You're right. They're moist. They're moist,
like they sweat in there. It's like, this must be bad.
When I think of the Big Texas, I also think when you're broke and you work a job and you have to eat from a vending machine, you get a lot of bang for your buck. That's a big treat.
That's a heavy chunk for $1.
Yeah. Like, that's the kind of thing that if you ate it in Europe, your family would send you somewhere.
America.
Yeah. There are people here that eat a Big Texas for 2 meals a day.
Oh, man.
The 2 meals a day are a can of Mountain Dew and a Big Texas cinnamon roll.
Oh,
Think of that. That's so great. And like whatever the final 50 cents is spent on the only thing they can get, the little 3-pack of peanut butter cheese flavored cracker with fake peanut butter.
I refuse to buy that. I won't truck with that.
There's times I want to dance with that shit devil. Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Cheese and peanut butter don't go together.
Because it's just you and that snack are an abomination. You are making God weep together. Like
that snack has always screamed to me like, you're gonna eat it, aren't you, shithead?
Yeah,
it's an insulting snack.
Fat slut.
It's like we ran out of that fake cheese paste we usually put in these, but fucking, it's all the same.
Yeah,
put it
just
in your
shove it
dumb
down
head.
your sad face hole, you fucking pud.
My last radio job, when I first started it as a part-timer, the majority of my job was like pushing buttons back in the studio for live high school and college football games, like running the board back at base. And I cannot tell you how many of my dinners, the final meal of the day, because these games are starting at like 5:30 or 6,
go till late
and go till 10, would be a fucking Big Texas cinnamon roll and a Rockstar energy drink.
Yes.
Like I don't care about myself.
Yeah.
Like I am a county fair raccoon just begging for death. Like I ate so many Big Texas cinnamon rolls and washed them down with poison.
Because you need to stay up later?
Because I got to stay up until the end of the game. Because
it was jacked.
Because it was a second job. I'd been awake since 6:30 that morning.
I never thought of that.
Through, like, just pumping poison into yourself.
It's just, what percentage of a food like that is even actual dough?
How much of it is food?
Yeah, it's just
12%.
Why is it so wet? It's been there for 7 months.
How is this still wet?
What kind of technology did they have that they like? Someone else needs to know it. Like,
why is this wet? The Nathan Fulsabach story.
The military,
that's your Hallmark movie.
It's like, I bet the armies, like the R&D, can't get to the bottom of it. It's like, how can they do this? Like,
geez, we could farm in the Sudan if we were able to wrangle this.
Yeah, but nope. Just more giant wet pastries for giant wet people.
God. That is the worst section of any gas station, those pastries. The Danishes, those fucking little fried pies that are in like wax paper envelopes. Because it's so oily that you can't put it in anything else. Like the Twinkies, that section of the gas station
and I
is the
am
worst.
A Dolly Madison guy or a Hostess or whatever the company is now.
Okay.
I'm a zinger man. Zinger all day. I think if you're buying Twinkies, you're selling yourself short. Why would you buy a Twinkie?
I like a Zinger.
That
frosting.
That frosting,
baby.
And like the mini donuts are good.
Fuck yeah. The coconut one is my favorite.
Really?
The crunch one.
How do you not have children? That's such a hard dad move to get the coconut.
I'm secretly 80 years old. Like I like that.
And you're right though about the little fried pies. They're like, I can't even make that choice. It's like, boy, you go down that road, you're just eventually you're eating frosting right from the can.
I fucking love them. You give me a lemon pie
cherry
or
pie,
a blackberry
blueberry,
one.
I fuck them all up.
Oh my God. I'm not a cherry guy, but outside of that, like, I've never seen whatever that paper is anywhere else. That product was developed by NASA for these pies. Because if we put it in plastic like the rest of these snacks, it'll eat through it. Whatever's in this pie will eat through it like the xenomorph's blood.
You know what I think in my head? Those are deer hunting snacks. The only time I've ever had one was...
Oh, really?
Not the only time, but always my dad will have one of those in the pickup during deer season. That and caramel apple suckers. To the point they are called
green
apple suckers are known as deer season suckers.
Really?
Yep.
Not a fan of the green apple sucker.
I'm not a big sucker guy in general.
I am.
Yeah, like a lolly.
I'll suck on it.
Yeah, like with your beanie.
Give it to
propeller.
Me. Yeah,
with my
little
shorty
beanie.
Shorts.
I like the big round ones you used to get at basketball games that are like a perfect sphere, like the gourmet ones. I'll take a dum dum lolly. I'll take a spiral lolly. You give me any kind of give me something hard on a stick and I'll put it in my mouth.
What's the one?
I said it.
Yeah, we all heard it. Everyone's noting it. What's the one that are more like a big hard oval shape with gum in the middle?
Blow Pop.
Blow Pop. Yep.
Yep.
God.
Cousin to the Tootsie Pop, which has a Tootsie Roll in the middle.
Even as a kid, I ain't saying no. But like, if you give, hey, 8-year-old Nathan, here's $1. Buy yourself a treat. It's never hard sugary candy. It's chocolate based.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll fuck up some Skittles. I'll call an audible every once in a while, but it's almost always going to be chocolate.
Like, more often than not, God, the amount of times we've talked about gas station candy on this Simpsons podcast. We are gas stations.
Yeah, we are. We are the guys, the single men that are just milling by the hot dogs. It's like, do they work here?
Like top tier is a fruit candy, a gummy worm, huge gummy anything. Chocolate below that, and hard candy below that.
Okay, but yeah, and I mean, I enjoy a gummy treat.
I'll walk out of a fucking gas station with a handful of Tootsie Pops. I ain't above it.
I'll
pick all the grapes out of the jar.
Your gas station trash is more colorful than mine. I'm getting a lot of chocolate, a lot of more muted tones.
I'm usually going for something off the wall. Yeah.
There's some kind of gummy. Gummy goes for the gummy is rarely do you see the wrapper of a gummy treat and say it's understated. It's usually very, very garish. It's going for it.
If you give me a 50-gallon drum of peach rings, they'd be gone by the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, you get me peach ring 6, I'm like, I gotta lay down. Or I gotta talk to a loved one.
I'm putting them on my fingers like an asshole.
Just make it a whole day of it.
I'm the fanciest peach boy, waving at people.
Terrifying your neighbors. Just hanging out in the lobby.
This whole car is sticky.
So The Simpsons.
Yep.
That's a show people watch.
Vending machine garbage.
Yeah. So obviously all the new vending machine garbage is a hit, especially with Bart. Bart gets in deep. Probably to the deeper than we've ever seen it, because he's at a point where he's eating trash snacks at the table instead of dinner.
Which would not have flown at my house.
Oh, God, no. Yep. You don't sass mom's dinner. And Bart full of sass, sassing Marge up, still enjoying the sweet treats. And there's a point where Marge takes it away and he whines like a dog, which is good. Like, there's that high-pitched wail.
And then Homer does the same thing because he can't reach his beer.
Yeah.
And she sticks it in his mouth like a baby bottle.
So Bart is like, they try to get him to quit, but he's unrepentant sweet treat man.
He's got an addiction.
I've been there.
This is an episode about heroin.
Yep. Fuck yeah, man.
Veiled.
Yeah.
Opioid crisis.
And to the point, Bart has a fucking heart attack. I think it's 3 weeks after those snack machines.
And he's fat.
Yeah.
They do that fucking gag where they do the opening introduction to the show, but he's fat, so he can't do anything.
He's like knocking everyone down accidentally.
Yep, on his skateboard. Yeah. I liked that bit a lot. Like, he comes over the fence and is supposed to bounce off the car and keep skating, but instead he just like collapses in the roof of the car and waddles off.
It was a bold choice to go through the whole thing. So I appreciate that.
And they did, from the couchboard gag all the way to the end, because the family's waiting on the couch and he comes in all huffing and puffing.
Yeah. He just stuck in air. So Bart again, living that snack life and living the snack consequences, ends up getting a heart attack like in front of his family.
Yeah.
Like they're like on the couch watching TV. He comes in because there's like when they realize something's really wrong, when Homer's like, "Do the Bart man," like he's like in a panic tone. That was a really good gag. Like, and then what I love, Bart has a heart attack. He's 10 years old. Soon as he's able to, he is snacking hard again.
Doesn't learn a thing.
Just loving them treats. To the point that they have a intervention, a surprise. I guess most interventions are a surprise. He gets off the bus. We get a hint. There's a Volkswagen Thing. I think that's what that car is called.
Okay.
The Volkswagen Thing. And it has the license plates Man-Hater. So that's got to be Patty and or Selma.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, what an interesting and I think we see this early on that's what one of the two twins drives. Is a Volkswagen Thing.
I don't think I've ever seen one in the wild. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
or it's either Volt or it might be Jeep. I might be wrong. It might be Jeep, but one of the two made a thing called the Thing because it's weird. Because it's like, hey, we don't know what to call this. It's a thing. Like,
what is it? Like, is it like a
picture a Jeep with no top?
Okay,
it's like a dune buggy, but also it seats 4 people probably. It's very 70s. Very 70s.
I'm kind of into
it. It used to be you could buy them for next to nothing because they're not aesthetically pleasing at all. But now they're so rare, the kitsch factor's so high that
sure.
Yeah. So
same with like I had a buddy in high school who had his dad drove an International Scout.
Yep.
That was like super cool, but only because of how hideous it was.
Yeah, and getting to the point now, there's so few of those on the road. They're worth money. So yeah. So if you have an International Scout, if you're listening to us from an International Scout, hold it close, baby it, because it could be your retirement. So again, yeah, Bart is struggling, still living that snack life. They're having the intervention for him. Let's see. Oh, Bart is sent to a fat camp. This is what I think it gets good. The guy that runs, who's the voice? Any idea?
I'll check it out, but Coach Clay is the name of the actor.
Oh, my God. When he wakes them up and goes, wake up, fatties, stop dreaming about butter. A bunch of little boys, fat boys dreaming about butter.
I need someone to wake me up like that. I need to save that sound sample is what I need. Oh, I had that wrong. Coach Clay is from a later episode.
Yep, he's the bully neighbor.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Simpsons, Bart's fat camp is breaking them financially, so they got to turn their house into a youth hostel. Even at a European travel, we probably never stayed in a hostel.
Never have, no. I would like to go to Europe, but not for the classic backpacking, and I'm not one who would want to stay at a hostel.
Yeah.
Like, come sleep in this big room with a bunch of strangers.
On a cot.
No, I'm good. I'll get a hotel,
you
like
know how,
a real boy.
Gingerly, I would have to lay down on a cot to not break all the legs and get sad.
You know, with my snoring, you know how bad I would piss off everybody else in the building?
Yeah, you would be the most hated man.
You and I have shacked up before.
Yeah.
It can't be pretty.
Oh, man, it sounds like someone that just got a set of turntables trying to freestyle on it because there's no set rhythm. That's what always blows my mind. It's like someone trying to learn how to blow a conch shell because it's not as easy as it looks. Just let them and then you think they're done. That sharp inhale. Ooh, that is a body struggling to stay alive. Struggling so hard.
Please don't let me die on one of these comedy road trips.
Holy shit. That never dawned on me that's going to happen to one of us. Just us getting dumped in the back of a pickup box trailer in a small town. Play hot potato with who has to claim the body.
Just dumped outside the city limits of some prairie town.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Just bury us in our unsold merch. Just bury under a pile of canned koozies.
Canned koozies and t-shirts nobody wants that we just haul from town to town.
Oh, God, that'd be great. Fuck.
Albert Brooks voices that fat camp counselor.
That's right. Now that I hear it, yep. Oh, good.
Oh, man.
But, yeah. Oh, man. The fat camp counselor is one of my favorite parts of these 5 episodes because there's some duds, spoiler alert, but I enjoyed this part of it. So again, the Simpsons have turned their house into a youth hostel. They suck. It's all shitty European people.
Euro trash, yeah. They're all Germans for
condescending,
some
reason. And Homer is just totally their cuck, dressed up in lederhosen, singing silly songs.
Singing 99 Luftballons, yeah.
So he can get some whatever coins they're throwing at him.
Yeah, they throw change at him. How demeaning is that? Shout out to our German listeners.
Absolutely.
Hallo.
Guten Tag?
Yeah. Guten Abend.
There we go. Those are words. I burnt mine up.
That was your whole bench.
That was like we're playing whist. I used my tricks up too quick.
Du hast?
Yeah. Bart.
Ich liebe dich.
Das ist der Otto. Das ist mein Freund Marlin. Now I'm totally out.
Now
I just can start counting. You want to hear me count? I get into the teens somewhere.
Get into the teens somewhere.
So
Darfikens Weze?
So Bart is going to start raging against the scammer and Z-Dog machine. He breaks into the school to destroy the machines, which conveniently enough barf up a bunch of money. It's like, hey,
how about that?
Yeah.
Win-win.
Yep, exactly. So he's got all this vending money. He shows up at their house, which is just a flop house full of shitty European people at this point. And because of his ill-gotten gains, the Simpsons no longer have to run a youth hostel out of their house. And we just get some good, like the camp counselor guy is still there. Like, well, you guys have some time left because Bart didn't finish.
You paid for a month.
So they send Homer with him. And like, it's not like any of the jokes were like devastatingly good, but just the back and forth is really good with that counselor.
That counselor, as they drive off and the credits start to roll, being like, hey, give me a bite of that cheeseburger. No, I just want the cheese. I don't want any of the burger.
What a thing that
first off, what?
Like that's a selling point? That's going to okay, sure.
Yeah, are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm the one driving. I'll kill us both.
Yeah,
That's fine. Homer's got his mouth full.
Yeah,
I'd rather die, I think he says.
Yeah. That's such a great escalation. I'll just kill us both if that's what you want.
And Homer just immediately,
fuck it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'd rather be dead than give you some of my cheeseburger.
So, I thought it was a good episode.
Me too. I was into it. Mm-hmm. There's some bits from that one. I like that Lisa, when she reads the list of ingredients and realizes that it's garbage, pulls out her little agitator bullhorn. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
There's that bit where Bart has to sell his skateboard to buy snacks, and he sells it to Willie, who goes falling down the fucking stairs
and just
with
takes it back.
Yeah, just takes it back. Yeah, I thought that was fun. Fucking Krusty on TV with his heart zipper, where his fucking pacemaker,
ain't it? Or no?
Whatever that scar is.
Oh,
bypass scar. Like, zips it up and down, but then it gets stuck and he bleeds out on TV.
So gross.
I like that. I like the bit where Marge is like, I got you some vegetables, and it's assorted vegetables arranged in letters on a plate, and it says something about "I love you, Bart" or something like that. But she goes, "It's graffiti. You can eat it."
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that was a good Marge being Marge.
Yeah, such a good Marge joke. But yeah, I was pretty into
potato.
that one.
I don't know why. I just like them. I just think they're neat. But yeah. Compared to some of the next ones coming up, this is a gem.
I was into it. Yeah, episode number 18 is A Star is Torn. The Simpsons are headed to the Quickie Mart, and they interrupt Snake robbing the Quickie Mart, which is fun. There's a fun bit of Homer, like, gonna call the police, but he doesn't have any change because it's a payphone, because it's like 2005 on this show. I don't know that payphone is there.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility yet.
I'll give you that. Not out of the realm of possibility, but not probable.
I owned a house up until 2013, and the nearby gas station had an outdoor payphone.
Have you ever used a payphone?
Yeah, at that gas station. Locked my keys into my car once at that gas station. Phone safely inside the car.
I have not.
Yeah. There had to be other times, but that was easily the last time I have.
The closest I've come is used the phone at a gas station, like the phone behind the counter, because I was like, I knew I was too drunk to drive when I was downtown. So I was like, I can walk it, and realized about a third of the way there, no, I can't.
No,
I need to call a cab. Yeah. That is a further walk than I thought it was.
The funny thing about my hometown, which we've made clear, teeny tiny, had a solitary payphone on the highway outside of a gas station with a booth.
I was to say a booth, like a Superman changing station.
It's just like, I'd love they should make you sign a thing and explain why you're using this phone. I bet a guy used once every 6 months. I don't know who. Yeah, like.
So what does it get used for then? Yeah. Like, do you think someone is in there smoking a cigarette because it's cold outside? Or
my thinking are
people having sex in that phone booth?
That's
my real question.
If they're freaks and they're really into that, getting watched, because it was right on the highway, right? Boy, in the summertime, you're gonna be hot boxing that.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. So if that's your thing, that would have been the place to do it. But I'm guessing at one point the state, whatever Ma Bell, decided, hey, we're going to put a string of payphones in. Help
and
these
they just happened to stick one there.
Yep. And just maybe 50 years ago when literally houses, some people couldn't afford a phone line. So that was, hey, I got to call my sister, walk 2 blocks and use that payphone. But by the 90s, they were...
Yeah. Just decoration at that point.
Yeah. I like in watching movies where it's like in a New York City bus station where there's like just rows of phones with just like a plywood divider between them, weird times.
Or you see like in old movies from like the 50s where there's all like, imagine like an unofficial press conference, like a bunch of reporters all hollering questions at a guy, and then they all run to the wall of payphones
to call
to get it back to the
call
paper.
The home office, give them the scoop.
I always like that.
Yeah, you're right. That is a good you see pop up in things.
So there's a fun bit of Homer being like, I don't have any change. What's the cheapest thing? Because fucking Apu won't just give him a quarter to call the police to possibly save his life from Snake. So he's like, what's the cheapest thing you have? Oh, it's this. It's $5.95. $5.95? That's crazy. Like they bicker back and forth, but they're whispering to not alert Snake. That was a fun bit.
Yeah.
So... they're like, well, I guess we can't shop here, which the Simpsons shop at a gas station when they have grocery stores in that town. Yeah, they got Sprawl Mart. They got whatever they want.
And you're right, though. They're always picking shit up at the Quickie Mart.
It's always cracked me up that they shop at the Quickie Mart. They decide to get vegetables from Cletus and Brandine, who have an organic Vittles shack right next by. I like that because I use the word Vittles. The Vittles is in my lexicon. Well, let's get some Vittles.
Yep.
That's how I will invite someone to lunch. You want to get some Vittles?
I remember occasionally hearing that getting brought up growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get a bunch of vegetables from Cletus and Brandine's stand. They go home. They have a nice vegetarian dinner, and they all get sick because their bodies can't handle it.
That's so great when that turns out to be the reason.
Yeah,
their body's rejecting nutrients.
Your body rejects vegetables. That's a bad sign.
Even like Marge, they're all sick. Like,
oh my God, the bit where Maggie goes crawling up to her Jack in the Box and frantically cranks it, dun, 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 and the thing pops open and she pukes into it is so funny. I laughed so hard at that bit because she's like clearly in a panic. She's in a hurry, like, oh fuck, and hurls in her Jack in the Box.
I so rarely drink to that level. That feeling of your mouth watering, knowing, oh, it's happening.
It's going to happen.
It's up to you how this goes down, but
I
it's
haven't
happening.
had that in a long time.
Yeah. Not a regret.
Yeah, I ain't mad about it.
We're not waxing nostalgic about the pre-barf mouth waters.
Yeah. Pre-barf mouth waters is a great scum punk band.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe like more like a 70s psychedelic album title.
Yeah, I'd back that too. Like Yes puts that out.
Captain Beefheart.
Captain Beefheart. That's perfect. Captain Beefheart was one of those bands that people really love. I've never heard a song. I've never heard a note of a song.
I've got a hunch that I might not get into it because I don't think they're accessible to or quickly. One listen isn't going to sink its hooks. It takes multiple listens, and I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Same way with like Frank Zappa.
Yep,
it's just
same
too
here.
wackadoo for me.
Yeah, I don't have the time to get into it and appreciate it.
Yeah, it's just too. I don't need that much silly shit going on.
Yeah,
just get to it.
I'm not a fan. Same with Primus. I feel like Primus is a more modern version of that, and I don't like Primus.
Oh, really? See, there's Primus like. I could put together a 10-track greatest hits that I'd fucking love.
Oh, yeah?
Primus.
You should do that and send it to me because I would be curious. Because Primus is one of those bands I've always been open to liking, but no one has made a strong case for. And the songs I know, which are just the hits, I don't care for.
Yeah. Oh, see, I like a lot of the hits because they're more accessible than some of like the more noodly shit. Like,
that's a band where it's like, boy howdy can this guy play the fuck out of a bass guitar, and I don't like the music at all.
Yeah I can see that. Like and I think they're better live, but I don't know. If a band's studio albums aren't going to sell you, it's hard to think the live show will too, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I will say, you go to a Primus show, it is the weirdest subsection of fans because it's metalheads, which I didn't realize that they had that strong, but then tons of jam bandy hippies.
Oh, sure.
Because they totally fit that.
White people with dreadlocks.
Yep, totally. Yep.
It doesn't surprise me that the metalheads are there. Metalheads love technical musicianship. Like every metalhead I know is like, that's a G scale or whatever.
That's a good point.
I don't know. Like, but they know music from an academic standpoint, and that's why they like it.
Yeah, metalheads like to get into the guts of it and feel like, so they can appreciate when someone's really proficient at making it. You know,
I feel like I won't say every, but I feel like the majority of metalheads I know are also musicians, even if it's just casual at-home musicians.
That makes sense. That's why I don't get into much of it at all.
Yeah. Like, I have a line where it's like, I enjoy, like, as metal gets more extreme, I reach a line where it's like, I like Dragon Force because they're ridiculous. I like Blind Guardian because they're ridiculous. I like Dimmu Borgir because I really like heavy metal over church music is a great dichotomy to me. But as soon as I get to like Emperor, I'm like, nope, too far. Like the line is there somewhere. If I hear like double bass drum, machine gun bass, it's like, oh fuck. See, I like machine gun bass, but for me the line comes at like the growling. Yep, that too. It's but even so that, silly. Some of it I can flirt with a little bit. Yep. Yeah, my line is right around there. Yeah, we all have our line when it comes to some people don't. They just all of it. Some people love it all. Pour it into my ear holes. Yeah. More Dimmu Borgir content than any other Simpsons fan this week. Simpsons podcast this week. I guarantee it. So Lisa goes out and I think gets them coffee or something. Lisa is the only one unaffected by this vegetable sickness, obviously. She comes back and the whole family is eating fried chicken and saying that they are never eating vegetables again. They're just eating garbage. Now they're all healthy, just eating fried chicken in front of the TV. Yeah. Also had a bit of a tinge right here where I'm like, boy, I have not had fried chicken in a long time. Yep, I have, And fried chicken sounds pretty good. Tough to argue with fried chicken. While they're watching TV, Krusty comes on. He's having a singing competition. They make the joke a couple of times. This is not American Idol. We don't know what that is, even though the logo is just the American Idol logo. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but it's Krusty's kid singing competition. Yeah. He says during the ad, anyone can join, even if you're a funny-looking kid who doesn't know he sucks. Yeah. And it cuts to Milhouse going, "I'm on board," and he's super into it. Like, I laughed at that. We're having the tryout part of the show, I guess, at a mall, and there's a girl named Clarissa Wellington who sings Mockingbird, which is what Lisa was going to sing, and kills it, like really just owns it. And so Lisa is worried because that's the song she was going to sing, and that girl sang it way better than me. Oh shit, what am I going to do? Milhouse goes up there and sings "When a Man Loves a Woman," and it's so good. And is it Lenny or Carl? I think it's Lenny. Yeah, it's Lenny. Lenny shouts out, "Which one are you?" Which is such. Lenny is bullying a 10-year-old child. So cruel. Oh my God! Doesn't seem like something Lenny should do. Yeah. I think they should. I think that's bad writing. Yeah. They should have put that joke in someone else's mouth. I think what they just like, it'll sound funny in the Lenny voice, but it's like, it's like, does that fit Lenny? That's not Lenny. That's a Mo line. Yeah, that's a Mo line. Yeah. Give that to Mo. Mo's a dirtbag. Yeah. God, what a cruel thing to say to a young boy. Just shouts at a 10-year-old boy. I know they're going for American Idol, but because of the whole Krusty thing, it has real strong Star Search themes. Oh, sure. Are you old
old enough to remember?
I know what it is and have never seen a frame of it.
See, if you would have been, you would have seen it because Star Search was shoehorned because it was syndicated. If you had a television signal in America in 1989,
you could watch Star Search.
Because I love, just recently passed away, rest in peace, Norm Macdonald was on Star Search and lost handily because Star Search was so weird. It'd be like 2 comedians and then it would be 2 spokesmodels, so it would just be a somewhat attractive woman holding a watch up to like a rhythmic dance beat, and then it would be 7 Filipino boys dancing in unison to something. It was always this weird combination of shit. And
it was like UFC before they added weight classes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So they can't even quantify this. Like, does he tell jokes better than that lady looks?
What a weird comparison. That's like, is peanut butter better than a Ford Mustang? I don't know.
You tell jokes. You smile.
And we'll decide which is better.
The whole time this is happening, Ed McMahon is 17 scotches deep. He's a 77-year-old fucking end game alcoholic.
Yeah.
Just fucking getting to the end of the rope, you know? Like,
full on cirrhosis. Yeah.
I think too, if you watch the Norm Macdonald one, Ed McMahon is not buying what Norm Macdonald's selling.
Ed McMahon does not seem like someone who would appreciate Norm Macdonald's flavor of comedy.
So yeah, it was it was a blockbuster.
Star Search was a big thing for comedy.
Pop's a
specifically.
big names. I know young Jeff Fogg's really. Sinbad had a big run. That was got his name out there.
Love me some
as
Sinbad.
We both do.
We've talked about it.
Him. Rosie O'Donnell.
Sure.
Was a big Star Search name,
and even people who didn't win that came through it, like you said, Norm. I think fucking Jerry Seinfeld was on Star Search
really.
At some point.
You know who else I kind of got their career started with Star Search? I think they might have won their season. The country group Sawyer Brown.
Oh, yeah. The race is on.
The race is on.
Here comes pride in the backstretch. Heartaches coming on the inside.
They wrote one of my favorite. Well, they didn't write it. They performed one of my favorite country songs ever, called "All These Years." If you want an old-fashioned country weeper.
Of course, your favorite is some fucking deep-cut weeper that no one's heard
it was a single. I'm not that deep, but there was a video for it and shit, but it is a lot going on in 2.5 minutes. I'll say that. So it really
takes you on a journey.
It does. My God, does it. It is.
Sawyer Brown was one of those bands that, like, when we first got satellite TV, like, boy, you see their videos a lot.
Yep.
And they had a lot of, like, good time party country songs.
Yeah. They had a good, friendly atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, kind of goofball-y, but, like, not aggressive. And, like, 40-year-old moms could still dig it, you know, because they're not boys.
And their 14-year-old sons also liked it because it was fun. Yeah,
that's a good way to sum it up.
Yeah, all their videos were like Diamond Rio videos without the titties.
Diamond
Rio went hard in those videos.
Jesus, yeah. How many people got their first nut to a Diamond Rio video? I bet there is a lot of that out there.
Diamond Rio had more scantily clad women in their videos than Rat at the same time.
That is not an exaggeration.
No, that's true.
God, Diamond Rio, they found their thing and they went for it.
Yeah, we're gonna sing party songs about Texas in front of a green screen full of tits,
or like a sad song but still tits.
Yeah,
they figured it a way. That's their promise to you, the consumer.
Oh, God.
You want fun tits? We got them. You want mournful tits? We got those too.
Mournful Tits is my favorite cattle decapitation album.
We are CMT's volume leader in tits. We got more tits than the Judds, and they have tits. We got to find ours.
Mournful Tits sounds like a Tim and Eric sketch. Oh, Christ. So in the meantime, while Lisa is panicking about what she's going to sing because this Clarissa girl just took her song and killed it, Homer decides he's going to write her a song real quick, runs over to a piano store, which I think is called the Toothless Elephant, which is very funny. And comes running back. He wrote a song about how great Springfield is. Just this pandering ass song. Which Lisa sings and knocks him dead. Because Springfielders are idiots. So now she's going to be on the show. She's like officially in on the show. We see we get a taste of Cameron, who's the heartthrob of the group. Of course he is. I don't think there's an ugly Cameron.
Yeah. Oh, the one went to my college. Yeah, not ugly.
Wow, way to out him.
But just, just kind of lumpy, And am I wrong? At this point, is it narrowed down to Lisa, Cameron, and the first girl that knocked it out, maybe?
It's about to be, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it is, yep.
Because Lisa gets into that final three with a song about Snowball dying.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, Homer is doing good at writing real pandering-ass tearjerker songs.
Homer knows what those judges want. Yeah, he's a hell of a stage dad.
Yeah, so now it's just down to Lisa, Cameron, and then Clarissa, but she gets the boot. So Clarissa is out. So it's down to just Lisa and Cameron, because Clarissa becomes a victim of the Buzz Cola trapdoor, which is how they're eliminating people off of this show. Homer has become a monster. Like so many fucking stage parents is an asshole. Yeah. He's become a dick.
Yeah,
he's gone full hockey mom at this point.
Honey boo boo mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this, his heart is kind of in the right place. He's always pro Lisa. He's never really putting himself ahead of her, really.
Right, but he's pro Lisa, but he's going about it in some
He's not reading
ways.
What Lisa would want him to do.
He does strangle the squeaky voiced teenager with a red vine because he thought that he had gotten her Twizzlers by accident.
It turns out it was
red vines.
That's a good scene.
Which side of the war do you come down on?
I am not a licorice guy. If I get licorice, it's black licorice. If I got to go basic bitch red, I'll go red vines over Twizzler.
I always thought I was on the Twizzler side of the Great War, but I've come around. I'm a red vines man.
I will take the wallaby or whatever the Australian, the little bites.
Fuck yeah, the wallaby jacks or whatever that's called. Yeah. That's the best shit.
It's little bite size. Black licorice, man.
Fuck a black licorice.
That's what it is.
We've talked about it before. If it's got to be alcoholic if I'm putting black licorice in my mouth.
And I like that Homer terrorizes that kid. He just runs away wailing and is broken like, oh.
Yeah,
he really gets after him.
I love that character so much. Lisa sees that Homer's become an asshole and she fires him. And then we get a scene back at home where Homer is now repping Cameron. So he's Cameron's agent now. He's left Lisa in the dust. And
unlike most Homer episodes like this, it doesn't really seem to be so much out of spite.
No, it doesn't. No, I agree.
Yep. Usually it's like, well, if you don't want me, I'll show you.
There seems to be no, well, I'll show you.
Because he helps her on things even though he's not in her corner anymore.
And we see by the end of the episode that he's got his reasons for repping Cameron. Lisa goes out there. It's the finals, and she goes out there to sing. And she sings, since she doesn't have Homer as a songwriter, she sings a sad song about Homer and how much she loves her dad.
Yeah.
And after that, she and Homer have a nice moment, and then Cameron goes out, and Homer has sabotaged Cameron by writing him a song about how privileged he is and how much money he has.
So
which
great.
Of course the crowd hates.
Yeah.
And he goes out there with those sunglasses and money sticking out of his pockets. It's so fucking good.
Sabotages a child's chance at happiness.
Yeah, in order to help his little girl because he's being a good dad.
Not only a good dad, maybe perhaps the best Homer dad we've ever seen.
This is a very good,
very wholesome
Homer and Lisa episode. We get one every so often. I like them all. I like a Lisa episode, and I really like a Lisa and Homer episode.
There's a line earlier. I can't remember what the context is, but Bart goes to Homer, so are you the colonel or a captain? Because I think he refers to himself as both or something.
Yeah, he calls himself like, my new name is Colonel something, and I'm the captain of this ship. Yep.
And his answer is, neither. I'm both.
Yeah, neither. I'm both.
Total Homer.
Is so good.
I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about what was the name of the trapdoor? The Buzz Cola trapdoor?
Buzz Cola trapdoor.
I have a coworker who let us know that he was on a handful of game shows in the late 90s, early aughts.
A handful?
Yeah, won 3 of them. And one of them was one that had a trap door like that. He says, if you go through the trap door, there are 2 like union employees, like Teamsters, that all their job is when that door opens, they just kind of swinging karate chop you in the calves so that your legs.
So you fall right.
So you just fall on your ass and your back.
That's amazing. That's
So
the
great.
best union job I've ever heard
2
of.
guys making $37.50.
Full health care, dental.
Hanging out in a dark room, and when that chute opens, chop.
Karate chop this person's legs. How do you know a person who has been on a game show, much less several, much less won several?
With the power of the internet, Marlin, I can work with people all over the world.
Holy shit, that's
And
amazing.
He was on one of the ones, I can't think of the title, when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was a phenomenon.
The biggest thing
and
ever,
every
yeah.
network needed theirs. His was called Greed. I remember
Greed.
I think it was Fox's, because you had teammates. It was one of those, just because you answered the questions right wasn't everything. You also had to like either fuck over or make an agreement with your teammates, because that was the whole thing. Like, are you going to keep this guy or are you going to boot him so you could keep more money? But like, I think him and 2 other guys split like $350,000.
Jesus.
Because he's like, yeah, man, like, it's like, I put a big down payment on a house in LA in 1999, which I'm sure how much is that house? He's like, that's my retirement, thanks to greed.
That's
like
bonkers.
Yeah, like, and he was on a couple other smaller, like basic cable ones, but he made money on those too. So like, yeah,
I would love to be on a game show.
I hosted a trivia game for a retirement home, and one of the women, and she said, she's like, her answer, I was like, a product game shows came up. Oh, I was on that game show. And she's like, what? It's like, yeah, I was on like 6 or 7 game shows. Everyone's like, She's like, if you lived in Los Angeles in the 70s and you wanted to be on game shows, you got on game shows.
Just do it.
Yep. She's like, yeah. She's like, everyone in my neighborhood, every housewife that was raising kids when I was, we all got on game shows.
Huh.
Because it was just, we need people. And there's cranking them out at such a rate, like.
Yeah, I suppose we're going to film 40 of these today. We need people.
I think game shows went from a thing too, where it was like, because they used to be a primetime thing, like in the 50s and 60s, like Password or like 21. But then daytime TV became a thing, and then it was just a million of them. Like every afternoon there was a bunch of game shows on every one of the networks. Usually right before or after soap operas.
Yeah, game shows weren't always in the prime time.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, my childhood, they weren't at all.
Yeah.
Yep. That was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Did
just
that.
ushered that in.
And then singing shows took that away from them. What do you have a game show that you like so much you want to be on it, or that you think you would perform well on?
The one I would kill on is Sports Jeopardy. Which still exists on one of the sports cable channels. That would be, or Rock and Roll Jeopardy back when VH1 had that 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I would do very well on both of those.
Wheel of Fortune for me.
Yeah.
I love Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
B, I'm pretty decent at Wheel of Fortune.
I do okay.
Yeah.
I would like my chances, but I would really like my chances on like a themed Jeopardy.
I want to spin the wheel.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about any one thing to be good at Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And I don't know a little bit about everything
to be good at regular Jeopardy. And regular Jeopardy's gotten to be so big now. You get those just juggernaut guys that don't give anyone a chance.
You get like legit geniuses on there.
Yeah,
it's like, okay,
I have no chance.
Like give us schlub Jeopardy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Like
give us college dropout Jeopardy. That's one I could do okay at.
Yeah, they watch you read and they see if your lips move. That guy's ready for Schlub Jeopardy.
Give him some math questions, and if he uses his fingers, he goes on Schlub Jeopardy.
Did he say 11-teen? He's ready for We're up to episode 19. Thank God it's Doomsday. Episode starts with Marge tricking the kids into the house for haircuts, which I like that beginning.
Yeah, me too.
I can't remember what the ruse is, but she gets them in.
It's like, come inside for ice cream or something like that.
A treat.
Yeah, and she
treats
locks the door.
Yeah.
Boards up the doors? Am I right there?
I think so. Or some kind of heavy lock. The kids are trapped. And I think this just came up. You were get your hair cut at home, boy?
Yeah, my mom cut my hair well into high school before I started going to a barber proper.
Oh, really?
Stylist in town.
Your mom get any professional training or just learn from a sister? That was a thing.
Well, she didn't have a sister. I'm not sure where she learned. Maybe she just learned by doing. Yeah. But my mom always cut me and my dad's hair.
You think about it, having a kid is a lot of drudgery. You're wasting money. You take advantage of the little perks. You have a haircutting doll. You know? Like, it can't go anywhere else. It's trapped.
I feel like when I was little, like there was the thing about small towns, no matter how small the town, there's always a lady who cuts hair in town. Yeah. And I feel like I for sure got a few in my youth from Dawn was her name.
That's a haircut. We had a Dawn's salon. Dawn's hair nook.
It wasn't a salon. It was just a room in her house. Yeah. She cut hair and rented Nintendo games.
Oh, what a combo. What was tax time like for her? You think she's keeping track of that shit?
Nobody paying taxes on anything out there. I believe I once talked my mom into letting me rent Mario 3 for the NES after a haircut once.
See, for some reason, haircuts, that was always the thing Dad was in charge of when I was a little kid. So I got brought into town, and it was a Saturday thing usually. I'd get brought to Grandpa Ted, who was the one barber in my home. It might have been another one. We didn't frequent the other one. Grandpa Ted was well into his 80s and terrified me to the point my dad would bribe me with a toy. If you don't cry, because I'd want to cry, and looking back, all of my instincts were spot on. That guy shouldn't have been near children with a razor. And I was like, okay, you're gonna get to buy a toy. You get some trinket out of this, I
feel like I got a toy if I was a brave boy at the dentist in Mott. That's when I got a toy.
God, non-birthday or Christmas toys were always the best.
Oh, man. It's not my birthday or Christmas, and I get one of these Barnyard action figures. Oh, my God. I forget what that franchise is, but it was pigs versus sheep.
Farm Fighters or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. They were like round. They all kind of looked the same. Yeah. But it was like a pig with a battle, like a fucking gun turret on it.
Yeah. Those toys were, for the longest time, in the discount pile in my hometown's Ben Franklin store.
Yeah.
It was the Barnyard Fighters, the Food Fighters, I think it was called. It was like a hamburger with a army helmet and little arms and legs. Then there was a hot dog standing upright with a gun and a hat. A French fries army thing. And then also a toy little action figures called Army Ants. Like blue ants that were little action figures that were fighting. Just where those were always there because no kid wanted them.
They were leftovers.
Yeah, I think looking back, I don't know if that would have been my old man was doing the oil rig, so we're living a little more Gucci than usual.
Okay,
I think I remember getting He-Man vehicles, not just the action figures.
Shit.
That meant we were fucking sucking titties, counting fitties. Things are turning around. So yeah, I remember. I think I got Road Ripper. I think I got that from a haircut where I didn't cry. I was a big boy. Road Ripper, and I think I got the horses, the good guy and bad guy horses.
Yeah.
I think I always put that with, God, this is a He-Man deep dive. I always put that with Fisto and Jitsu, that Jitsu had the bad guy horse and Fisto had the good guy, but that might have just been a decision I made in my...
That was headcanon.
Big doughy head.
Yeah.
That is an actual term.
Yeah, headcanon.
I never knew that, but that makes sense. Where
you've made your own story.
Yeah, that's interesting. I bet that's exactly what I did.
Barnyard Commandos are what I'm thinking about. It was one of the, in the wake of Ninja Turtles, animals that fight somehow. See also Street Sharks.
Yeah, yep.
Barnyard Commandos even got 13 episodes of an animated series.
It's crazy how many of those cartoons those flash in the pan action figures got a cartoon. I know Marshall Bravestar got a cartoon. Inhumanoids got a cartoon. Those toys barely went anywhere.
Cowboys of Moo Mesa?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I had comic books of that.
I have issue number 1 of Cowboys of Moo Mesa in that closet. I don't think that's anything to brag about because I don't think it's worth anything.
Don't cash out your 401k yet. You know,
I ain't retiring on my Cowboys of Moo Mesa comic.
And you bring up a good point about like the success of Ninja Turtles. What it also changed was the build of action figures. Because one thing I never liked about Ninja Turtles is their arms were too little and crunched up. There were too much torso.
They're
not
turtles.
Enough limb.
What do you want?
Yeah, that's why I didn't like them. But because how popular they were, all sorts of shit like that followed that template.
Yeah.
You didn't have to have big human-looking things, you know? Like, well, for me, everything just became pro wrestling at a point. And it's like, I can't do a good lariat with a Donatello arm, you know? I need an extension, you know?
I can't throw a figure 4 on.
Yeah, I can.
These don't have enough points of articulation.
Boy, we worked a He-Man guy's joints to the breaking point. You know?
Same here with my turtles.
Yeah, I'm doing spin wheel toe holds and shit.
Somewhere in the farmhouse back home, I'm sure there's an empty popcorn tin full of Ninja Turtles, and in there is a Rocksteady missing a hand, probably because a snapmare went wrong.
I just saw that Stratos' finishing move was a step over toe hold, which is the dorkiest finishing move. Boy, you are mid-card if you're trying to win a match with a step over toe hold. Yeah.
But that's somehow perfect for you with your old man wrestling tastes. A lot of splashes with the Turtles action figures.
Yeah, they got splash bodies.
Yeah, they got the moveset of an Ultimate Warrior.
Flying shoulders could work with them too. They don't even got that broad of shoulders.
No, they're pretty narrow at the
nuts.
peak. Nothing but torso, nothing but back and front.
So this is a Simpsons podcast, just a reminder. So the kids are getting tricked into the house. Holy fuck, we haven't talked about the haircuts for like 7 minutes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
that's where this started.
Back to that. So they finally kind of have, there's some really good writing and also voice acting with like Lisa's so delicately trying to put it like, hey mom, you know, we love your hair. Maybe we can go to, there's a new place in town that just specializes in, maybe we can get people haircuts. I think that's her exact wording. And Marge, they don't even have my templates that they have.
She has those fucking cardboard cutouts. That's so good.
And then I think another good bit of writing. She's like, well, you guys don't want me to cut your hair? Fine. But good luck getting a ride to the mall. And not even a second passes. Homer bursts like, hey, kids, you want to go to the mall? They're baking fresh Cinnabons. That means there's old Cinnabons. Such a great reason to go to the mall. And they let out a cheer. Homer lets out a cheer. And they go out the kitchen window. Like, that's just a casual.
Because the doors are boarded up. Like, because Marge boarded up the doors.
They don't even hesitate. I just love that. Just pile out
the window. And Marge is like, well, I guess I'll cut my own hair. And she holds up a Marge hair template.
Which is good.
God, those cardboard cutouts of the hair is so fucking funny.
So they end up going to like an actual big city barber. I remember doing that a couple times on family trips to Bismarck and almost like, oh boy, I don't know about this. There's multiple people getting their hair cut. There's 6 ladies in here cutting hair. That's too many ladies cutting hair. It should be one grandpa only. That's how haircuts are done. Or your aunt. No one's smoking. Someone should be smoking. And they're looking. I think Lisa has curlers in.
Yep.
And how does the first goof up on Bart's hair happen?
He's not paying attention to what the barber is asking. The old man is like asking him about stuff, and he's like, "Oh yeah, whatever," because he's playing a Game Boy.
Yeah, you're right.
And then he's like, it's shot kind of over Bart's shoulder. He's not paying attention to the barber, and a couple of his spikes fall onto the screen of the Game Boy, and he's like, "Wait a minute,
my bad boy spikes."
Yeah, my bad boy spikes.
And Lisa has a good laugh at his expense, and in the total dick move, Bart grabs a razor and just lops off a bunch of Lisa's hair.
Yeah.
So it's just now they're fighting.
Now it's a Clippers fight.
Yeah, Clippers fight, old-fashioned Clippers fight, and they're both look like they have mange. They're missing 80% of their hair. But at that point, just shave it all. and what's very poor timing for them, there's like some kind of field trip. Skinner's leading, and the kids all have cameras. And there's like, take pictures, anything interesting you see, and they all see Bart and Lisa.
Yeah.
And the chase is on to bring us back to Sawyer Brown. So they are running. They don't
Shit.
I mostly remember Milhouse and Nelson.
Yep.
And Nelson's bully DNA is kicking in. He sees two people in a compromised position.
Vulnerable situation.
Yep. So he's chasing after. They're running. They catch him. They just find, because he's not ashamed of it. They see Homer eating trash Cinnabons out of a dumpster, and they grab him. They're like, we got to get out of here. And they sneak into the movie theater.
Duck into a theater.
Which is good thinking. A good place to hide, nice and dark.
Yep.
And the movie they snuck into is some kind of Left Behind knockout.
Left Below. But
have you ever seen a Left Behind movie?
I've never seen any of the movies. I think they're all Kirk Cameron, aren't they? At least the first one is.
Didn't they do like a bigger budget one that went to theaters with Nick Cage?
Oh, shit.
I think they did.
If that's a thing, I want to see it.
Yeah. Nick Cage did some kind of one of those religious movies. Yeah.
I just remember seeing Left Behind on like DVD, and it's Kirk Cameron.
Yep.
Finding that at like Walmart and stuff. I don't have any history with it. My mom read all those books.
Yeah,
I remember my mom really liking those books in my youth.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like those books were, late 90s, early aughts, would be my guess as to when they.
Yeah. I think there's like fucking 8 of those things or something.
I definitely think they weren't popular in the early 90s, because I still would have been pretty in like churchy. I would have been confirmation age, like 93, 94, 95. But
I'm not into the message that they have a bent towards, but I think that's a great idea for a story.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of.
If you told me that there's a book series by Stephen King about people left behind in the rapture, I'd read the shit out of that.
You're right. Very good point. Yeah. If just all of a sudden I dematerialized and this mic dropped, you'd be like, what?
Well, you're saying I'd be left behind, but you wouldn't be?
I got the Holy Ghost
I think
power.
We'd both be stuck here, brother. I think we're both dirty boys.
Yeah. We know what you do in the tub. Oh, no. I thought those lead curtains would save me like Superman. Turns out Jesus has all the cheat codes. And you let your family use that soap.
Ain't no room in the kingdom for you and I, brother. We're past.
So Homer watches this, and he's adult, so he just drinks it all in, hook, line, and sinker. Now he's terrified that he's going to get left behind because he's lived a sinful life. And then there's like a kind of a collection of like random coincidences, which aren't random. He just can't see anything past the surface,
Right, like the devil mascot for some company. And then blood raining from the sky, but it's a group of like whale rescuers who are chopper lifting a whale away.
By a harpoon. It's like there's a better way to haul that, you know?
But then a different chopper with the sea captain pulls up beside it, and he sticks a harpoon in the thing. That's a fun bit.
We get stars. Well, I think originally Marge talks about it, but then they see stars falling from the sky because they're doing like a dirigible, like celebrity thing, and a bunch of it gets ripped apart, and famous people are falling from the sky. So.
Yeah. And Homer at this time also does the math on when the end of the world is happening thinks it's next week.
May 18th.
Yep.
May 18th is the exact date. And for some baffling reason, Springfield is all about it.
Yep. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's something that is so ubiquitous in pop culture, but I've never seen in real life. Or maybe it's my love of The Watchmen, but I love the end is nigh hobo. Yeah. You know what I mean? The guy with the sign.
The sandwich board.
Yeah, being like, this is it. The end is coming. And that is I don't know where that, from a pop culture perspective, originates from.
Yeah.
But, that thing is ubiquitous. You know what that is. You know what the end is nigh is. It's a disheveled man with
tall,
either a sandwich
skinny,
board or a picket sign, and he's shouting about God is coming. And I've never seen it in real life, so I was pretty into this bit here.
Yep, I agree. So Homer's picked May 18th. The city's all about it. And then it's the Springfield. What's the name of the
Springfield Mesa?
Mesa. That's what it is. Of
Has
course,
whatever you need.
Springfield is very pliable. Whatever you need, it can create. So the whole city goes up there. They're all jazzed about it, all excited. The end's coming. They're all prepped. And, of course, it doesn't happen. And then everyone just, it's raining. It's miserable. And then also, during this time, there's also a good scene where Marge makes Lisa and Bart wigs that's exactly like their old hair.
Yeah.
And she makes a comment about, see, aren't you glad I never threw any of your hair away ever? And she just puts them in a Tupperware container and back in the freezer.
Better get these back in the freezer.
Which is what I love. Just keeping it safe in the freezer.
Yeah, that whole bit was hilarious and gross.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing?
That is a weird thing to do. So Homer's kind of bummed that he, wasn't right about May 18th, but then he looks at his work and he realizes, oh, I'm a digit off. So he does all this work, cranks out all the numbers, realizes that the rapture is like half an hour away.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes away.
So at this point, everyone's sick of his shit. Like, no, dude, we don't want to have anything to do with this. So Homer goes alone. He's a true believer.
Yeah.
He's all about it.
Heads to the Mesa. I don't know why he thinks he needs to be at the Mesa, but...
Does that come to him in something? I can't remember, like a vision.
No, I seem to, unless I'm wrong, but I seem to remember that I think it's just a good setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's up high.
Yeah. Kind of like Last Encounters of the Third, or
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They go to Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower.
Which is a big flat thing, like a mesa.
I've been to Devil's Tower.
I just did.
Yeah? Did you go proper, or did you just see it from the road?
No, we went to, we paid to get in.
Did you walk around it?
Nah.
I made the lap.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's too much walking for me.
It's a lot of walking. I was like a senior in high school at the time, so my knees hadn't given up.
Yeah, your knees didn't sound like a fat man falling on an Easter basket.
Yeah, none of my hips didn't sound like a dog eating chicken wings.
They were clicking.
Yeah, I didn't have a hip click.
I got too much clicking going
I got too
on.
many hip clicks.
Sounds like a calypso band when I walk.
I'm just making bets to myself of what joints start going first. My money's on the right hip. I think that's the first one that gets a robot part.
Right knee.
Unless the heart. Maybe the heart gets a robot part before the hip does.
Yeah, that one's the one you really want to be on top of.
I don't want it to be that one, but if I'm making bets and being honest with myself, no, right hip for sure.
There we go.
But I've made the walk around it. It's fucking big. Like
it's weird. It's worth seeing because it's weird that it's out there like that. Because it's not like it's in the middle of a bunch of mountains.
It looks like a tree stump.
Yeah, a big galactic tree that got lopped off.
I think the legend is that it used to be a tree, and got cut down or something, I guess. And the marks on the side are a giant bear who tried to climb it or something. There's a lot of fun folklore around Devil's Tower.
Aliens or Paul Bunyan or fucking Santa. Someone fucked
Paul Bunyan aliens, yeah.
Paul Bunyan, you get them.
You got to watch out. Lumberjack aliens. They'll get you every time. Lumberjack aliens, decent album title.
That is true. Yeah. That's our prog rock side project. So Homer heads to the Mesa. By now, nobody gives a shit. They don't believe him because his bluff's already been called. And he gets raptured. Goes up to heaven. It's a lot of Homer jerk-ass jokes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just him being a bore in heaven.
How do you feel about this episode at this point in the episode?
Oh, wasn't doing a whole lot for me. I just think, there's right material here, but never anything really clicks. I mean, I wasn't like rolling my eyes at it, but boy, I was like, anytime we could wrap this episode up anytime.
While watching this, was like, I thought to myself, I bet Nathan did not hold on through that corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was, and the one thing that I did like the plot point that like, we're planning the rapture. It's the end of times. And he gets taken, like, basically God's concierge is kind of leading Homer around.
Giving him a tour.
Yep. And then, I want to see what happened to my family. And they resist, but eventually he gets his way and they show it on the TV screen. And it's like a sea of lava.
Yeah, Lake of Fire style.
And like Marge's hairs turn to snakes, I think.
And Bart is drowning in lava. Yeah. Like, it's the motherfucking... I don't know if you've read Revelations, but the end times are real fucking metal.
It's a lot of multi-headed things.
Yeah.
If you want to play guitar solo to a a chapter of the Bible. Choose Revelations.
It's Revelations.
It slaps.
Yeah, you can't like fucking whip out some sweet shreds to the Leviticus.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The Levites were not metal.
Second Timothy.
Fucking Book of Matthew. That's not how it goes.
Lot. Corinthians.
That one fella got ate by a whale. That's pretty metal.
Yeah, that's pretty metal. Old Testament definitely more metal. New Testament's pretty more. That's more
for sure.
That's more jam band. Everyone's getting along.
Yeah.
Things are turning around.
The Old Testament is Cannibal Corpse, and the New Testament is fish.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well.
I almost said Trampled by Turtles, but then I realized Trampled by Turtles is a pretty metal band name for a jam band.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. So Homer sees that his family is in peril. He's like, no, I want to go back if that's the case. And there's some hemming and hawing about it. Like, well, that's
heaven
not
ain't
how it
heaven
works.
without my family.
Yeah, which, I mean,
sure.
I think that's a stumbling block for most if you think about it.
I think that's a real big hiccup with the theory of the afterlife.
Yep. So God finally relents. They send Homer back down. And really, that's about it. Homer's back with his family. Oh, no, and they find him on the mesa. So they did eventually go check on him.
Yeah.
So it's not like he just walks into the front door of the house and they're like, oh, hey, what have you been up to? You know, like they know he's up there. They go check on him and stuff. So.
But it's not just that he gets sent back down to Earth. It's that, like, this is where I wrestled with this episode quite a bit. While he's arguing with God about, like, you gotta send me back down to Earth so I can be with my family, and I don't want to be part of the apocalypse. And God has to be like, well, in order to do that, I would have to rewind time and undo the end times. Yeah. And Homer, who I love, is like, well, Superman did it, which is a very funny joke. Yeah. And he asks him for one favor, and he whispers it in God's ear, and you don't hear what the favor is. And then he sends him back, and everything is normal. The end times are not happening. His family is there, and he's with them. And then he goes to Moe's, which is back to being Moe's. Oh. Because it had become a sushi bar after the first failed prediction, because Moe was like, well, the end times are happening, and he sold it to these Japanese fellas. So now Moe's is back to Moe's, which means all of that actually happened. Yeah. Which is where I fell off. Yeah, I was like, because when Homer wakes up back on the mesa, he's like, oh, it was all just a dream. I was like, of course it was. That's how this works. Yeah. But then that one extra step of Moe's is Moe's again. Yeah. I was like, that means all of that happened, which is bonkers.
Yeah. Like, you're right, though. It's like, do we have to go this far?
It's real far.
Do we need to rewrite the fabric of time? You know?
Yeah. This episode felt like it didn't, this example I'm going to give didn't bother me at the time, but I felt about this episode the way I bet a bunch of people felt about the Homer Goes to Space episode, where I was like, this is far.
This just isn't some normal ham and egg or going to work.
Yeah.
This is going to fucking space.
Real far.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That was, I don't know, it wasn't like a terrible episode, but I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to look ahead and really like actually think about it, but that might have been my least favorite of the bunch. Just because, I don't know, like the haircut bits were funny. Much like most of these episodes, I can find something to like in nearly all of them. Yeah.
The haircut was definitely the belle of this ball.
Especially the fucking templates. She just has big cardboard cutouts that she sticks the kids' heads through.
And then keeping the hair.
Keeping the hair. That's insane.
My bad boy spikes.
Oh, my bad boy spikes. Yeah, so not my favorite of the bunch, especially for how fucking wild it went at the end.
Yeah.
But I like a good doom crier. I like a good the end is nigh guy.
Yeah. So it had its charms, but yeah, pretty mediocre episode overall.
Yeah, and just real wild there at the end. Episode 20 is The Father, the Son, and the Holy Guest Star. 2 religious ones back to back.
Yeah,
this
right?
is bad scheduling.
To the point that I thought, did I like put these in the wrong order?
Did Disney Plus skip something?
I had to recheck it because I goofed up something with the last episode too. So I'm like, I am all discombobulated. Like, nope, that's how these ones ran. So
yeah. Nope, that's just how it was. Episode 20, we start off, the school is having a school-wide medieval festival.
Yeah.
Which, boy, these premises are getting outlandish.
They do. For complaining about how poor of a school it is, they're always doing rad shit.
Yeah, they got cool shit. Yeah. I'd have killed for a medieval festival.
Oh, man.
I'd have been the fool.
Yeah,
I'm the funny one.
Did you need to give the kids more ammunition, though? That's what might have been going through my...
swords.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no shit, plywood swords.
You couldn't have given that... We couldn't have done that at my school. We'd have killed each other with those plywood swords. For fucking sure. Like, you'd have been chasing down the nerdiest kids, wailing on them with a sword. Yeah. And I, as one of the nerdier kids, would have been at the end of that, like at the receiving end.
Haha, guys.
Guys, it's real funny. With my Joker, with my jester hat with the bells on it. So we're having a school-wide medieval festival. Everyone gets a role. Martin is the king. Lisa's the queen. Willie is the village idiot.
They're real hard on Willie.
They're real hard on
Willie.
Really. Skinner fucking slaps a bunch of gobs of cement. What's the word? Rubber cement?
Yeah, rubber cement, yeah.
On his face to imply the ravages of the plague. Jesus Christ. Poor Willie. Yeah. But Willie plans his revenge. They're going to have a thing with a giant pie that they're going to cut into at this grand feast or whatever you want to call it. And Willie has filled the pie full of rats.
Yeah, which is unorthodox.
As somebody with vermin in their household.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't appreciate that.
I don't want one pie rat.
I don't want a pie rat.
I don't want a pie rat.
Bold, brave, so brave.
Favorite Shirley Temple song from 1995. I don't want a pie rat. No, sir, no. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Her just slowly dancing with an umbrella around a giant writhing pie.
With her red tap shoes. Holy shit. Oh, God. Whew.
Pressing a finger into a dimple.
Oh, my God.
I don't like pie rats. No, sir, no.
Oh, God. Whew. So at the culmination of this medieval festival, Lisa slices into the pie and all the rats come pouring out and everyone's getting attacked by rats. Skinner assumes it was Bart, fairly.
Yep.
And expels Bart from school, finally, after 16 seasons. Yeah. Skinner has had enough and kicks Bart out of school. We get the Simpsons back at home looking for a private school for Bart because he's got to go to school somewhere, I guess.
Someone's got to take him.
Yeah, and they look at like a couple of fancy pants ones, but they end up settling on St. Jerome's Catholic School, which nearest Catholic school to me growing up probably would have been Bismarck, about an hour and a half. I think Shiloh is a Catholic school, if I'm not mistaken. One, The idea of, I go to a different school is beyond me.
Yeah,
so wild. I can't fucking imagine.
Is that, and we are such a small fraction of the population of this country that wasn't an option.
Right.
Most cities, you don't have to get very big to have more than one high school.
Yeah, lots of people have it.
Yeah. And we come from areas so small that some kids, their high schools have closed. They have to commute to drive to another town to go to school.
By the way, because I was raised Catholic and I have a bit of a penchant for the Catholic patron saints, St. Jerome, real saint, the saint of librarians.
So you understand that's why you people are going to hell, right? Because you spent too much time fiddle-faddling
with your people, you people? Did you just you people
Just
me?
You people, you.
I'm not Catholic.
We got time. We're gonna re-baptize you. I'm gonna re-baptize you when you're sleeping on one of these comedy trips. You're going to wake up.
Into what?
Get you in a good Protestant.
Lutheranism?
Oh, well, we'll figure out what slice of the Protestant pie
baptize
fits.
me in the name of some quitter?
Yeah, that's what you're going to get. A revolutionary is what we call it. Get with the cool team.
Oh,
this
my
is,
God.
Yeah, this is cherry Coke.
You got a fellow with a fun hat?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We all wear the same hats. It's very proletarian.
To be clear.
Communism is in.
To be clear. I was raised Catholic, but I've not been Catholic for a long time.
Episcopalian? I think that'll fit you. I think that sounds like something you can get.
That sounds like a made-up word.
Yeah. I'm a Methodist.
That
maybe, right?
No, are those the snake handlers?
No,
I don't
that's
know.
I can't think of it
Southern
now.
Baptists.
Well, I think they'll throw down with snakes, but I think it's the Pentecostals. Pentecostals will horse around with snakes.
Oh, okay.
Speaking in tongues, dude.
Much like
you like to freestyle,
no,
right?
I don't want.
There we go.
Yes, but I don't want to speak in tongues or handle a snake. I'm scared of snakes.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
wow.
so that's no good. St. Patrick is the one that drove them all out of. See, now I'm back to my Catholicism.
Yeah, I mean, you like a good souffle, so we could get you in. You like a potluck.
I like a souffle. You got me in with dessert. Now you're on to how to get me.
It sounds like a basic bitch answer. I think you're Lutheran.
To get us back to where we were, I have always loved, and it probably comes from growing up Catholic and knowing a bunch of them. I've always loved the idea of the patron saints in Catholicism because that's like diet polytheism. You know what I mean? That's like the Catholic version of like Norse mythology. You have the god of this, the god of that, the god of the other thing, whereas Catholicism is just like, we want to keep that vibe, but we're just going to call them saints. You know what I mean?
We need to keep these weird Eastern Europeans under our thumb. I think we could trick them into joining up with us.
Yeah.
We give them some fun magic stories.
There is a patron saint of comedians.
Ooh.
Do you know who that is?
Saint Chuckles.
No. Holy shit. No, but we found your rap name for sure.
Bro, Little Nibbles.
Yeah.
Little Nibbles presents Tiny Bites.
Come see Little Nibbles and Saint Chuckles. Holy shit. I always thought mine was going to be Chunk Cheese, but no, Little Nibbles is
holy
good.
Cheese spelled CHEEZ.
Fuck yeah. I like to find rap names out in the world. So there was a time where I was like Chunk Cheese or Spicy Ham Biscuit. Pretty solid rap
Those are
names.
pretty good. Yeah, I'd listen to either. I'd listen to like a mixtape. I don't need to buy an album.
EP, like a 5-tracker. Yep. No, the patron saint of comedians is Saint Genesius of Rome.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So Bart is at St. Jerome's Catholic School.
We're not even done with this episode.
And he is catching hella nun discipline.
Oh,
a lot of
boy.
ruler smacking.
I had a friend that went to near your neck of the woods, the Dickinson Catholic Church or school.
Yep.
Those nuns
Don't fuck around.
not horsing around one bit.
I am 36 years old, never met a nun.
Really?
Not once. Met plenty of priests, never met a nun.
A couple, 2-3 nuns running around my hometown. I carried out the groceries for many a nun.
Yeah?
Yep.
Were they cool? Were they good nuns?
I think there's like a height limit on nuns. I mean, also because they're 106.
5'4".
Yeah. Oh man, they are wearing they're wearing slut heels if they're going to be that tall.
I bet nuns aren't wearing a lot of slut heels.
And I don't want that to be dismissive of sluts. I say that with love in my heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
let's get that out there. We are not slut shaming. We are all about it.
I love sluts.
Yeah, sluts is what keep us
And nuns.
Sluts is what gets us out of bed.
And slutty nuns.
Charitable sluts. Is what he seems nice. Fuck! It's a 3-day weekend.
I've seen Sister Act a bunch. I like nuns.
Man, that is Sister Act is a movie franchise. I mean, it's 2 of them. Is it really a franchise that both Midwest moms and Midwest dads can get behind?
Yep.
Like those gals can sure sing.
They can sing real good.
Yeah, that Whoopi, she is a handful. Are we getting peak Whoopi probably?
At Sister Act?
Yeah, that's close.
Probably.
Peak of her like commercial powers and just Whoopi being Whoopi. I mean, I think she might have won an Academy Award for Ghost, like Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But as a star,
I feel like Ghost was on the come up. Sister Act and Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit were at the peak, and Eddie was on the way down.
Yep, totally. Eddie was one of the last. Her face is the face on the video box.
Yeah. Wasn't she in a fucking... I've never seen it. We are far away from The Simpsons. Wasn't she in a fucking movie where she's a cop and her partner is a dinosaur?
Yeah, she totally was.
I have for sure seen that DVD cover.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it doesn't seem like she had that. I bet she had about a decade-long run as a leading woman. Because I think Jumpin' Jack Flash is late 80s.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You know?
Color Purple would have been late 80s, early 90s.
She is in a movie with King Kong Bundy in the late 80s.
Holy shit.
King Kong Bundy's a furniture mover. And he's very curmudgeonly, as one would expect.
Yep.
You don't cast... The only other thing I remember seeing King Kong Bundy in, he is one of Peg Bundy's brothers in Married to Children.
Okay.
He's one of the in-laws.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that show.
Oh, next podcast. Boy, there's
There
a lot
we go.
of... Not quite this many seasons, but there's a good 9 or 10 seasons of Married to Children, too.
Let's start it now, and we'll release those on Thursdays. You and I don't have enough going on. We should get into
You need a third podcast in your life.
Oh, plus we should start the X-Files one, where we listen to music and watch X-Files. We'll just podcast all the time. You can just live here.
What do you think Whoopi's stand-up was like? Because that's how Whoopi got started.
I do know that that's how she got started, and I have never once heard it. Never seen it, never heard it. I've never seen Whoopi do stand-up.
I have heard and seen, but I was like 6. I just remember when I was a little kid, when we first got HBO, my mom didn't know there was cuss words on it, so I just got to watch it. Just a little kid plopping down, watching Real Sex 19 when I'm 5 years old. But I remember having images of Whoopi Goldberg on a stage with a microphone and people are laughing, but I don't know what her style was. Interesting to see.
Yeah, I should find out.
Yeah.
Academically.
I mean, she was one of the biggest stars to come out of the 80s comedy boom.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Multiple movies where it's her name at the top, you know, like.
So Bart is catching all manner of nun discipline, and that's when he comes across Father Sherman, played by Liam Neeson. The unmistakable tones of Liam Neeson.
At what I think was probably the lull in Liam Neeson's career.
I thought the same
right?
thing. Yeah.
I love guys like him that have that weird career arc where they have nearly a decade of not really any. And then what movie brought Liam Neeson back? Was it The Gray? No, was that The Gray? Taken. Thank you. Yeah. To this day, I'm pretty sure Liam Neeson is still starring in movies.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Liam Neeson both kind of was at the front end and is still riding the wave of like the dad power fantasy movies.
Yep.
Like these are movies for 50-plus-year-old men, and it's about someone who is their age being an action hero.
Which
you know
he
what
is.
I mean? Yeah.
He's in his early 60s.
Yep.
Pulls it off, though.
Yeah,
Pulls it off.
totally.
Liam Neeson was in the last Dirty Harry movie. You know who else was? A pre-famed Jim Carrey.
Really?
Playing an Axl Rose type character.
Okay.
Right?
I believe that.
Weird, right? Yeah, like...
I've only ever seen the first one.
I only have that. It's the only one I've seen enough where I can remember the plot in my head.
Okay.
I'm a Clint Eastwood guy, and I really enjoy it.
I've only seen the first one and didn't care for it.
Oh, really?
So,
but I'm
a John Wayne guy.
Yeah.
You're a Clint Eastwood guy.
That's a good way to sum it up. Not that I dislike John Wayne. I like a lot of his movies, but batting average-wise, I'm way more on the Clint Eastwood camp.
To be fair, his movies, not his ideology.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And his racism.
Or either of them.
Yeah, both of us.
Yeah.
I just like the movies, not what he thinks. Oh, shit. So this is Liam Neeson playing Father Sherman. He gives Bart a comic book about the patron saints, which I liked. I think that's a fun thing. Homer gonna pull Bart out of Catholic school because this. How do I put this? This feels like this was not a thing in 2005. People's weird opinions of Catholics. Oh, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
You were too in deep at that point in your life.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because I was there.
Yeah.
But So, because Homer and Marge in particular are concerned that, like, the Catholics are so fucking weird.
Yeah.
We got to get Bart out of there. So Homer goes to pull Bart out, but he is roped in by their weekly pancake feed.
Yeah. That's a great way to get people in on it.
Hey, man, pancakes.
Yeah, man.
I'll do some real slutty stuff for some pancakes.
And churches like breakfast foods.
Yep, they do.
Every Easter, we had to wake up at 4:45 in the morning for a sunrise service. I'd fight it. And then, you know what always in the back of your head? Going to be pancakes after this.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, sing some songs. God, it's so baffling to me that there are people listening to this podcast that going to church wasn't part of their childhood in any way. I have friends. I went to church twice in my life for weddings. It's like, how is that possible? When I first met someone that wasn't baptized, I was like, what the fuck? How does that happen? Like, it's crazy. To them, it's like, you're baptized? What's that about? I'm like, I don't know. Everyone ever was baptized in my head,
Yeah, likewise. Yeah.
So different.
I come from a world where if there was a blizzard and we didn't make it to church on Sunday, come Monday, I would be bullied by a couple of Catholic kids.
That's wild.
About why we didn't come to church.
It was never cool. It was never cool to be at church for us. It was just like, that's what we did.
They were the popular kids. They decided what was cool.
Yeah, so that's another weird thing about small towns that three shitheads decide what's... Every once in a while you luck out like I did, that one of the cool kids thinks comics are cool for a hot year or two. So
that never happened where I grew up.
So yes, I could talk about this. And then quickly it's forgotten and you have to shut the fuck up.
Not me. I'm just reading fucking Sonic and Knuckles comics at home, not saying shit to nobody. Bidey's in Mandan where they don't know me.
What'd you do this weekend, Marlon? I didn't read Sonic and Knuckles. What was that?
Nothing. Just... prayed, did a bunch of man shit.
Yeah. Tipped a tractor over.
Flipped over a tractor.
For the Lord.
Prayed the rosary a bunch. So Homer is roped in by the pancakes and then extra brought on board by the idea of absolution, that he can just be a piece of shit and go to confession and come out squeaky clean on the other end, which... seems like a loophole. I always thought. Meanwhile, Flanders and Lovejoy have been meeting with Marge. They're going to try to get both Homer and Bart out of this. Lovejoy, not into it, obviously. And Ned Flanders, not into it, obviously. Marge has this like daydream hallucination because I think it's Ned that brings it up. Like, even if you all go to heaven, it's all different heavens. And Protestant heaven is like a bunch of stuffy white people playing croquet. Which, by the way, croquet is a lot of fun.
I haven't played since I was a little kid.
It's such a blast because you can be a real asshole in croquet if you want. You can play croquet with some spite. And it's a lot of fun. In the same way pool is.
You can block shots. You can fuck the board up for the next guy.
Or I can put my foot on my ball and use it to knock your ball over there and you get fucked. That's it's good fun. Meanwhile, they look over to a different cloud and Catholic heaven is like a party because that's where all the Italians and Mexicans are.
Irish.
Yeah, and the Irish.
Fighting.
Yeah, they're all fighting and then they all river dance because Catholic heaven is fun. So Lovejoy and Flanders and Marge swipe Bart from Catholic school and they take him to a Protestant youth festival where we have a born-again quiet riot.
Pious riot.
The pious riot, which is very
and I
funny.
like to the point that even like they kind of animate, is it Neil DeBrow or what's the lead singer's
the front
name?
man? Yeah.
Like where it looks like him.
It does. It looks like, and it has he has the red and white striped tank top. Like they did it. They did the whole thing.
Yeah. You ever see Quiet Riot before he passed?
I never did.
I did,
and
once.
I had the opportunities, and I didn't, and I kick myself for it. Like, I love mental health. Bang your head and come on, feel the noise. But I never did.
Yeah, miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Marlon.
Yeah, here I am sitting steeped in regret.
The hair metal shots that you don't take.
Bart not into this, but he is into paintball, which they have at this Protestant youth festival. And he starts playing paintball, shooting everybody. I know that you have some penchant for paintball.
Paintball was the passion of my life from ages like 17 to 19. I mean, one of like dry heaving and binge drinking was also right. But like the non-alcohol, yeah, man, if I wasn't working or drinking, it was paintballing. I loved it. Loved it.
I got into it real, like just dip a toe.
Yep.
With a cousin and his dad, my uncle. And to the point where it was like, we started with, we're going to buy a bucket of balls and we already own slingshots. That's all we need, guys.
Yeah.
That's all the money we're spending. That's how it starts. Yep. And then eventually buying pistols where you put in, it doesn't have the big tank that you screw on, but it has the little like 3-inch long
little CO2 cartridge.
Little CO2 cartridges that go in the handle, and that's as far as we went.
And then you have to get enough people that are like-minded that you get past that point where, okay, we like this. The cartridges suck. Because the cartridges, you get 20, 25 shots. Then you hear that, oh, that means I'm going to shoot that kid in the face because he can't shoot paintballs back at me. You get the tanks, which hold, hundreds of shots. You get someone buying bulk paint at a fraction of the price you're paying before. You get good guns. Then there's a sweet spot. Man, this is the tits. We're all having a great time. But then it gets to a point where, oh, I like this more than anyone else. I'm going to get a gun that's bonkers. All of a sudden, you got a kid calling in fucking airstrikes. It's like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like,
it becomes an arms race.
Yeah.
It's kind of like paintball is to me what Guitar Hero became, where it's like eventually there's one person who takes it more seriously than everybody else and is better than everyone else and ruins the party.
Yeah. Driving to a major city to get Guitar Hero lessons.
Right.
Yeah.
And then is coming down on the people around him because like they're just having fun, having some plink plonks, and he's like, you suck at this.
Yeah.
But we never got that far because it was just the three of us, one of whom is the dad who's kind of just in it for the fun of it. And like, I feel like if we'd have gone down that road, we'd have gotten to where you were and enjoyed ourselves. Yeah. But 3 people playing paintball can only have so much fun.
You needed about 6.
Yeah, and we weren't going to find 3 more. There's no way. Everyone, because like my cousin went to school in a different town. So that was like, no one that I went to school with would have thought paintball was cool.
Oh, that's wild.
No, they'd all been like, what?
Yeah.
You're not praying and throwing hay bales? What are you doing?
Yeah. God, like there was no, maybe with the girls, there's no guys anywhere that thought church was cool. It's just something you did because your mom told you to.
Sure. But
with paintball, I think it's the fascinating, like how the genesis of my paintball experience, it started with a group of kids 2 years older than me. And then I got into it. I was like, fuck, this is rad. I told my friends about it. A couple of them got into it. And then all those older kids either moved away, went to college, or just kind of petered out. But then one of the kids' dads, two of the kids' dads were into it. So they were playing, inviting children over that they didn't really know to play paintball on their farm together. Looking back,
fun.
That's
fun.
And then one of the moms who just was a sweetheart of a mom, oh, here's some kids I can make bars for. And we need them. she saw some easy marks.
She's just happy to have somebody to make special K bars for.
So these boys like treats.
That's adorable.
Yeah. Thinking back, both of those kids, they were grown. They moved out. We were there every weekend playing paintball at these people's house. Yeah. And then it hit a point we can't do this. It's starting to hurt. Our bones aren't reacting. Then we had to find new places to play paintball.
Now that we are of an age, now we should get into paintball.
Yeah.
You and me and some other comics here in town.
If I had the haunches for it, a lot of crouching and moving while
Moving while crouched is a motherfucker.
Think you could duck walk across this living room floor if you want to
No. So they're playing paintball at this Protestant youth festival, and there's a standoff because the Catholics are squaring off with the Protestants. Bart points out that it's all the same, man. Like you guys get hung up on details, but you're all Christians, which I was lucky enough in my later years of high school to have a priest who essentially taught the same thing, which I bet if the bishop knew that would not be a fan of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I had a good priest in my later years talking about yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a good Catholic. Are you a good person?
Yeah.
Like which is a message I could latch on to.
Yep.
You know?
I lucked out. We had a really good pastor all throughout my teens. And if I would have been around there, I think he stuck around. When he finally left our church, it was like Sob City. I went back to be there for it.
Really?
And I was no longer really, like in the game, one would say, so it's like, because it's like, this guy is the bomb. He played paintball too. Him and his son.
Father Gary lifted weights in the weight room with the football team.
I remember Pastor Rothschild never invested in an actual paintball helmet, wore a hockey helmet. Looked ridiculous.
It's fucking metal. Yeah. Good for him.
Big glass front.
I bet being a pastor doesn't pay a whole bunch.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah.
So they kind of make up and shake hands, and that's that. And then we get a fun flash to the future. Where there's like a robot Terminator war happening between two armies who are disputing the final messages of God's last prophet, Bart Simpson. Yeah. And I love that they're squaring off, the lines of battle are drawn, and one side shouts, eat our shorts. Yeah. I'll correct myself. Eat our shorts. And the other side shouts cowabunga, and they charge towards each other, and the credits roll.
And when one of them is describing that their denomination, it was something about how he was a great man until he was betrayed by Milhouse, and then he was pulled apart by snowmobiles until he died.
Yeah, that was very funny. Not a bad episode. Not my favorite of the bunch. Cool to see Liam Neeson. But all around, it was fine.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I spent the whole episode going, it's 2005. There's no way that people think of Catholics like this.
Oh, totally.
So it's crazy to know that I was wrong.
Yeah, I think Catholics were looked at. Well, there's a reason. Like, it was shocking when Kennedy was elected president.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, we don't want to do that.
But that was fucking 40 years before this, you know?
But I mean, I think it only intensified after they...
Right, yeah. The KKK hates Catholics. Yeah, Catholics have a peppered history as being downtrodden by mainstream America, which I never got a taste for because... I was raised in it, so they weren't teaching you that everyone's against you or anything like that.
You're beholden to the Pope, not the flag. Not a real American.
That's what the KKK thinks. So,
no.
Also, I'm not. Let's be clear. Raised Catholic, not Catholic.
Yet. I sense a second great awakening.
Going back. Oh, you think I'm swinging back in my late years?
Just fervent Catholic. Episode 21. Homer away from Homer, which I don't get what that's referencing.
It's home away from Homer.
Oh, shit.
Which is why you don't get it.
Yeah,
because you fucked up.
Yep. And I typed it in wrong. That's not me reading wrong. That's me typing wrong.
Home away from Homer.
Home away from Homer. Makes more sense. Lisa wins some free tickets to some artsy-fartsy movie off of, I don't know if they call it NPR, but...
They call it public radio.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so... That's because I was like, that's what they're certainly implying.
Public radio is not like a copyrighted thing. It's a government service, so they can say it.
It's like the post office.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So they get some tickets to some artsy-fartsy Eastern European movie. And
I believe you're referring to Kosovo Autumn.
Kosovo Autumn, yes.
Such a
Laugh
great title.
Riot. Yeah. Bring everyone to the 3D spectacle that is Kosovo Autumn. And it's in half an hour. That's what I like. You got to get to this movie theater in half an hour. And she runs out, tells Marge and Homer, free tickets. We got to go see this. So it's kind of, this is what gets the episode rolling is, we got to do this quick, but we got to find someone to watch Maggie. And that's how Flanders, this is a very Flanders-centric episode, and I am all for it.
I am into it, Nathan.
We're overdue.
We are. Yep. We haven't checked in on Nettie Boy in a while.
So Homer goes over there, tries to talk, and I think Ned's saying, I'd love to help you, but what is he doing? Something for the poor. Oh, he's rewinding videos for the poor. So
such an amazing charitable contribution.
He's going to spend the night rewinding videos for the poor, so he can't watch Maggie, but Homer knows that Ned can't say no, and he's right, and eventually Ned just bends, and serves his neighbor as he is supposed to do, according to the book he's all a big fan of. So Maggie's with Ned. The Simpsons go to this very fancy pants movie theater, art house type thing. And Homer's grumbling because, of course.
Of course he is.
The snacks aren't good. The movie's not good. He gets stuck in his seat, which all too real.
Been there, baby.
Oh, boy, have I ever.
The Fargo Theater is not built for you and I.
Yep, or have, like, the cup holders dig into your shins.
Yep, right into your thighs.
That
just
too.
like,
oh, my God.
Shit.
Yep. Like, pin the knees together and just anchors away with your butt and hope you can power through it. Just, hopefully the tensile strength of those cup holders won't stop you from having a good time.
I should explain, the Fargo Theater in Fargo is the historic downtown theater.
Yeah, built for when adults were the size
maybe?
of one of our legs.
Right. Yeah, it's all Art Deco. Jack White performed there.
Yeah, it's very fancy.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a big fan, but the seats are not made for you and I.
Just going to lay in the aisle.
They were made when people were half our size.
Which, not even an exaggeration.
I saw... now that I think about it, I think I've only seen 2 movies at the Fargo Theater.
Oh,
It's
really?
always been... I've seen a handful of comedians and musicians, like bands and stuff, but only 2 movies. One was a midnight showing of The Exorcist, and one was Iron Man 2, if you remember.
There was a weird
Marcus
thing.
Theaters wasn't showing it, and they own all the rest of the theaters in town. Because there was some dust up about... some fucking money
I don't
shit.
know, like...
They don't want to pay for the rights to show it or something. So you went and saw fucking Iron Man 2 on this weird square screen in this small theater.
The one example of that I got to take part in was, for some reason, the big multiplex Marcus Theaters. They didn't get the rights to Paranormal Activity due to some kind of money bitch and moan fest. So it came to the Fargo Theater. Every seat was sold. It was the most fun experience I've ever had in a movie theater.
Nice.
Because it was cuckoo, but that movie has jump scares up the butt.
I've never seen any of them.
I love
There's
them.
like 5 of them. I've never seen any of them.
I'm a sucker for, what do they call that style of horror where like the camera is part of the story? Like, kind of like...
No idea.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
It's not found footage.
No, it is found footage.
But but paranormal is not quite that, because it's not somebody with a handy cam running around.
Well, some of it, but they're setting the camera up in the bedroom to capture.
Sure.
What the fuck is going on?
I
at
suppose
night.
it's technically found footage. Yeah,
and
you got me. I'll back off. You're getting real
exactly,
aggressive. You're getting red.
What the fuck?
Fucking neck is swelling up. I need you to relax.
You're all
right
bulled
now.
up over here.
God damn it, Jesus, Nathan, sit down.
Put that down.
You just hear static, which wouldn't make any sense because that's not how recording
Next
works.
week, it's just me talking about The Simpsons alone for 2.5 hours.
You don't mention a thing. So season 17, episode 1. Here's what's going on in the rest of the world in season 17. Fox is airing.
Audio production's horseshit. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're doing.
You just hear me like whimpering. I don't know.
Is this on?
Testing.
There's a loud fart. I wish I knew how to cut that out.
And getting back to the Paranormal Activity in the theater, I just remember because it was tons of teenagers too, and there was the cute little adorable 15-year-old couple beside us, just 2 little teens, and the girl was getting so, because it's a scary movie, and she was literally assaulting her boyfriend because she just hard slaps and scratch and what by literally climbing him, and he just finally goes, Vanessa, that's enough. I fucking died. It was so good. He finally couldn't. But I was like, that has to hurt. She's open hand slapping him inadvertently in the face because it was that guy. I love that movie. I'm a big fan of that movie.
I should watch them. I haven't. Maybe next year, because this October's horror movie list is set in stone. But maybe next year.
I think I like the first 3 or 4. But again, I'm a sucker. I like, as long as it isn't horse shit, I'm a sucker for found footage shit.
I never did see it, but I like that one of them has like the Xbox Connect camera as a bit of a thing. The one with the dots. So it reads 3 dimensions. Yeah, I think that was a fun thing that they did.
Yep, and that's...
I remember as a fucking video game nerd at the time being like, Oh, the Xbox Kinect is in there. It's a fucking garbage product, but it's cool that they worked it into this movie.
It was almost like the Nintendo Power Glove getting featured in
exactly
the
Wiz,
Wizard, or whatever that movie was called.
The Wizard, yeah. That's a good movie. No, it's not. Let's be honest.
Fred Savage.
Super Mario 3, Christian Slater.
Yep. God, Super Mario 3 being featured in
it's the debut. That's the first time anyone saw Super Mario Brothers 3.
It's like the rumors are true.
Yep.
They're going to grace us with another Mario 3. And like, my cousin goes to school in Japan. They have Super Mario 5.
My uncle works for Nintendo is like a cliche.
Yeah.
That's
Japan always was 5. I remember like hearing kids say 32. They're up to Mario 32. Like, what? They couldn't be bothered to send a couple here. Like
I heard in the original version, you can see the princess's tits. Like there was always that kid in school.
That kid's way too worked up.
Hot take: 2 is better than 3. I know you're not going to agree with that. I know you won't.
I enjoy 2.
2 is so good.
Yeah,
2's so fucking
fun.
good.
It's so different.
Birdo?
Yeah.
Shy Guy?
What was...
You gonna come at Shy Guy?
No,
or the Sniff It Patrol? Come on, baby.
What was the original game called again? Like
Doki Doki Panic.
Okie Dokie Panic?
Doki Doki Panic.
Doki Doki Panic.
And they reskinned it as a Mario game and put it out because the real Mario 2 was too challenging for Westerners.
Oh,
it later came out as Mario The Lost Levels on the Mario All-Stars collection.
It's too hard. It sucks.
It is. The Lost Levels are not fun.
It's just a harder, boring Mario 1.
It's like, it's Mario 1, but harder and like, it's not fair in the same way that Mario 1 was. Because it's like, there's a lot of like, go ahead and jump. There's a lot of blind jumps and just hope there's something on the other side of it. There's a lot of bullshit in the Lost Levels.
One thing that Mario 1 had that thankfully they lost in the later Marios was like the puzzles. It's like, okay, you have to jump on the third platform, then the second.
Yeah, the repeating castles.
Hated that shit.
Yep, not a fan. That's super dumb.
Yep. That's the right word for that. I bet I uttered those same words when I was 8.
I did it as a kid somehow, before the internet, before anything.
Because you just sit there and grind your thumbs to a mush and play it over and over again, sitting right on the floor as one does.
You learn which platform to go on and which pipe to go down eventually.
Think of that. How many hours sent?
Too many.
Just hands in your lap holding a video game
I had
controller.
To beat all of Kirby's Dream Land. Don't come at me.
Yeah, I mean, we were all there.
I was going to be the sword guy.
Well, it's explaining your life goals to your bus driver. Explaining the layout, how to beat Mega Man 3.
No one's ever beaten Mega Man 3.
To beat Tree Man, then you take the Tree Man powers, you fight Possum Man. Now you got Possum powers. That's world's your oyster then.
He's just smoking a cigarette, wishing for death. He's almost driving that into the ditch every day.
Thinking back to the choices he made on his family farm in 1974 that led to him having to drive school bus now.
School bus part-time, yeah.
Should have planted canola.
No one's ever beaten a Mega Man game.
I've beaten one.
I stand by that. No, that's a tall tale.
Yeah.
No one's ever done it. Mega Man's impossible.
I think it's Mega Man 2. I think that's the only one. And the only reason I didn't rent it, my friend let me have it until I beat it. Just play, work it like a fucking
your head
factory
against it
job.
For long.
Just 8-hour shift, punch in. Wear a hole in the carpet.
You got yourself a tin lunchbox. We're playing Mega Man 2 today.
Like the few other times me and my little brother got along when we had a monumental video game task.
Yep. You had a common enemy.
Yep, exactly. That is exactly what it is.
Yep.
Him and I bonded over Contra 2, because those Contra games, again, they hated children.
Yep.
Because we didn't even know about the up, down, down shit. We didn't have a cool older cousin.
Nope.
Just trying to beat Contra without the code.
Yeah. It's doable. Yeah. You can do it.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, but you can do it.
I've been there. I've tasted the sweet nectar
of the windscreen.
Yep. Not a fucking Mega Man though. That shit's impossible.
So the Simpsons are at the movies, not really having the greatest time. Meanwhile, Maggie is at the Flanders' place, and she stumbles onto Flanders' Hummel figurines, but they call them Humble.
Yeah, they're like the okay. What's Hummel? I've never heard of that. I saw them as Precious Moments, but we can't say it.
Hummel was another brand of Precious Moments. Like Hummel.
Same.
Buy it out of the back of a Parade magazine. Yeah. I think I bet unless there's a rivalry I'm unaware of, I bet the same people collecting Precious Moments probably also had Hummels.
Okay.
I want to say Hummels might have been a little more Gucci, a little more expensive. I mean, marginally.
Top shelf Precious Moments.
Instead of a $12, it's an $18, if that makes sense.
That seems like shrewd business on their part.
Make it a little more prestige.
Yeah. We'll sell it to the plebs, but let's catch the whales too.
Yep. Convince these knuckleheads are going to have value down the road. As someone who has a mountain of baseball cards, I should really look in the mirror. So Maggie loves them because they look like toys. And Ned has a great line. I got to find it here. Oh, Maggie. Like, those are to collect, not to enjoy. Which, boy, a lot of shit's like that. Like,
oh, boy. Like, as somebody who has dabbled in the collector lifestyle a few times in his life, that rang too true.
You're going to open up that toy and play with it? The nerve.
Absolutely not. I used to collect 3-inch Iron Man figurines action figures. Man, like, there came a point where I just had them all on a bookshelf and they wouldn't all fit. I didn't have the room for them. So instead of displayed on their cards, they were in their, like, books, like, sideways. So you couldn't fucking sit. I was like, I reached a point where I was like, the fuck am I doing? And sold them all that day. Took photos, put them on eBay. I was like, nope, I can't do this.
Did you at least get a decent percentage of your money back?
Yeah, not bad. About 70%.
That's fair.
Yeah. They hadn't aged at all. They were all still pretty new. Yeah. So I did okay.
So, it turns out, I don't know if it's Homer and Marge or just Marge comes to pick up Maggie. They offer to pay. Ned's like, no. And then like, oh, we insist. And then it kind of comes out that the leftatorium?
Yeah, is not doing well.
Because there's now Left Mart.
Left Mart.
Yeah, it's a Walmart for left-handed people.
Which is very funny.
Yep.
That's a good joke.
So it kind of comes out that he's struggling to make it. So, and then Marge is like, well, in this giant house, why don't you rent out a room? Which he does.
Fair.
To 2 college girls who, on the surface, seem... One's like Russian, but one's American. Is that the vibe?
Yeah, and they go to the community college.
Yeah. And they check all the boxes that Ned would want.
Yeah.
Like,
they seem like real nice, wholesome girls, don't they?
They just want to... They get higher education, which Ned is all about that kind of stuff. Better yourself. That's what Ned wants.
And he's here to help by renting them a room.
It turns out maybe they're going to school, but their main passion in life is to make softcore porn. Yeah. Very soft, but
they're
porn.
cam girls.
Yeah. They're cam girls before that was a term.
Yep. Before we knew what cam girls were, that's what they're doing.
Simpsons did it. So I think it's Milhouse and Bart first stumble upon it.
Yep.
And then Homer takes a peek and he gets in on it. So of course he's letting the whole city know.
Because Ned doesn't know.
Yeah, is
the main thing.
That's the rub. It's like, we're getting one over on Ned. He doesn't know this has happened under his, and they know he's a square, so he obviously wouldn't be into it.
I like that Milhouse and Bart are watching it, like watching the live feed.
Yeah.
And there's a knock at the door on the video, and the girls like quick put down their pillows and throw on some clothes quick and sit down and pretend they're studying. And then Ned comes in and he's like, I got tea or whatever. And it's all wholesome for a second. The girl that's sitting on the floor is holding a book, and on the cover you just see the word book. I think that is such a funny joke.
And doesn't one of them put like a graduation hat on?
Put on a graduation hat. Yeah,
because that's what you wear when you're studying.
Yeah, and then just sit down and just pretending to read a book that just says book.
So there's a few little good gags too, just the things that Ned says, like, because again, has no idea this is happening. And Homer realizes that, so he's like, I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to let the whole town know.
Spreads it around.
No one's going to let him know, so it's going to all blow up in his face, which eventually it does.
I almost said spreads it like an asshole, and then I realized how that sounded.
And then, the only reason anyone noticed is Marge walks in and sees it. Because there's a great, it's like, Bart, turn away. Okay. He just turns to face Flanders' window where it's happening.
Yep.
And so Marge won't let this stand, and she grabs Homer by the ear and like a little kid, like from the Leave It to Beaver episode.
Twisting his ear the whole time.
He's like whining.
As somebody who's been grabbed by his ear a few times in life, it'll get you where they want you to be.
They can lead you pretty much anywhere. So Marge is, again, very unhappy about Homer, and finally, well, you're going to tell Ned what you're up to. His lie is, I've been thinking of starting a frozen yogurt business called Plops. Such a, first off, Plops?
Right.
Such a great name for a frozen yogurt stand.
Secondly, the question I had is, was the self-serve yogurt craze a thing in 2005, which we didn't know about?
There was a TCBY in the mall in Minot in the 90s.
Okay, I forgot about TCBY. There was one in Bismarck as well. It was not a self-serve the way we think of Froyo today, but it was like a ice cream shop. You went up and ordered.
I'm gonna give Hillbilly Nathan what's Froyo?
Frozen yogurt.
So
think of pinkberry, a cherry berry. We in town have cherry berry.
I've seen both. I've never been inside
Never been in one?
And isn't there something you see in gas stations that's like a self-serve frozen yogurt thing?
That's a different thing.
That is?
Yeah.
Like for real?
For real. The pre-made milkshakes.
That's what that is?
No, that's something different. That's not Froyo. Froyo, if somebody tells you, hey, do you want to go get Froyo?
Okay.
Odds are they're talking about a place. There are several franchises. I think the big one in major cities is Pinkberry.
Okay.
We have Cherryberry, which is imagine a wall full of soft serve ice cream machines, except they are frozen yogurt, different flavors, probably 15 different flavors of frozen yogurt. You can get a little sample cup or whatever, but you grab a dish, like a bowl, a paper bowl, and you go and you get whatever you want. You can mix and match. You can do all one flavor, whatever. And then there's a snack bar style of toppings. So I'm going to get, you go to the Froyo and you get, I'm going to do some French vanilla and some strawberry. And then I'm going to go to the snack bar and I'm going to throw in some gummy worms and some donut sprinkles and some fresh strawberries. And then you get to the counter and you pay by the pound. You put it on a scale, like a butcher's scale.
So why not just have ice cream? Why frozen yogurt?
I would rather have ice cream, for sure.
Is it supposed to be healthier? It doesn't sound like healthy.
I mean, frozen yogurt is probably technically healthier, but come on.
You're fucking stuffing things with gummy bears, man. It ain't going to be healthier.
Yeah, you put enough gummy bears in anything, it ain't good.
Yeah.
I've always said that.
Yeah. It's always one of your truisms.
I got that tattooed, where Thug Life on Tupac is. I got, put enough gummy bears in anything, it ain't good. It's wordy, but it's fine.
That'll be the first phrase out of the drawstring plushie figure of you they make.
It's just a plushie me and you pull the string. You put enough gummy bears in anything, it ain't good.
And the rest are just generic phrases. Have a Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone. It's not even me. It's different voice samples.
So Homer spills the beans. Ned, and now all sorts of townsfolk around his house. Ned is outraged that they've been making fun of him this whole time behind his back and to his face at this point.
And pissed at the girls. Throws them out.
Yeah, kicks them out, which they're going to be fine.
They'll be fine. Yeah.
They've got
the townsfolk greet them with cheers. And hoots.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah. So Ned is just outraged. He doesn't know what to do. Then he just picks up one of his Humble figurines and notices that they're made in Hambleton, Pennsylvania. He's like, I'm usually not a guy to make brash decisions, but Rod and Todd, pack up the car.
Get in the car, baby.
They drive a interesting car. Is it supposed to be kind of like a Subaru, or?
That's how I read it.
Yeah.
I read it as the early crossover, cool station wagon of the early aughts.
So yeah, that's their rig. So they are moving, and I kind of think why Homer goes over there. I don't think it's to apologize yet, But that's when Ned, oh no, I'm moving out. You're going to have a new neighbor pretty soon.
Well, he sees, Ned's already gone, but he left that note on the door.
That's what it is.
And Homer is going to apologize.
Because Marge is making him.
Yeah, he has that basket full of cookies with a note that says, "Sorry, stupid Flanders."
Yeah, it was stupid crossed out.
And stupid is crossed off.
Yeah.
And he's dismayed. He sees the note and, breaks down crying and eats the cookies.
Yeah. In the rain. It's a very emotional scene.
I would eat cookies in the rain.
So he's gone, and what's the name of the coach that replaces him?
Coach Clay.
Coach Clay, which is a very good character. He is very mean.
He's a real dick.
Which good. I hope he ruins Homer's
needs.
life. Yeah, I hope he ruins Homer's life. He pushes Homer, and Homer is just a coward. He just whatever he says goes. So. And meanwhile, on the surface, the Flanderses and Hamilton are two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
It's basically a Precious Moments scene come to life. Just people drinking hot chocolate.
Super idyllic village.
Yep.
Everything looks like a gingerbread cottage.
And everything's going okay until Ned starts his first day at the the figurine factory. And he's told he'll have to shave his stash, which not going to happen. And I like how Ned is leaning into his bad boy persona.
Yeah. He's like, nope, I ain't shaving it.
We get a little Bad Company by the band. Bad Company.
Off the album.
Bad Company.
You got it.
Which is...
That might be the only time that's ever happened.
There was a forgettable... I don't even know if you'd say a one-hit wonder country band that had the same thing.
Was the song a hit? Okay.
And the band name. But I just remember that video briefly being on CMT in 1993.
Seems like that doesn't count. Yeah. I think Bad Company is
the only one that had
is the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the song, the band, and the album. That is something.
It looks ridiculous in the corner when the video plays.
Yeah. Well, that's what made me notice the CMT one. It's like, what the fuck did they... Yeah. Oh, no, that's... Okay. That's your choice, I guess. Go for it,
I don't like the song Bad Company, but when it played here, when we're getting Bad Boy Flanders kind of feeling himself, I was like, yeah, this is good.
And I like Bad Company as a band, but that's definitely wouldn't be my... Yeah. So Ned is the bad boy, and the Humbleton... This is a Simpsons podcast.
Bad Company is where this started.
Oh, dear me. And Homer is getting bullied by the coach all the time. He realizes he needs to find Ned, which is a good gag. He just goes door to door. It's like, I was just driving around the mid-Atlantic area going door to door. Here you are. He's looks exhausted. And Ned is like, well, I don't know. This town is just, it's not for us. It's too lame even for Ned. And Ned's like, I think I could, but Rod has a girlfriend, the kids are getting settled. But then he's like, well, that doesn't matter. It's like, and Rod's like, but I have a girlfriend. And then he's like, now you have a pen pal. And he's just like, yay!
No hesitation at all.
God,
yay!
Those kids are the best. Just such puds. And then Ned's back, and Homer's actually decent to him for a second.
For a second.
Yeah. So
I'd imagine that won't last long.
Yeah. I'm just like, good for Ned.
Yeah.
Ned deserves his moment in the sun.
I liked this episode. I think partially just because I like that we put the spotlight on Ned for a moment.
Yeah. I'd put this is probably top 2 in this batch.
I agree.
I think
maybe my favorite one of this whole batch is the Bart has a heart attack one, because it's very silly. The snacks. I love all the you have Lindsay Nagel selling this vending machine to Skinner.
Yeah.
Just these two spokes rebels have been developed by a committee. I love all that shit.
I didn't mind the Bart heart attack one, because I love these scenes in the fat camp too.
Yeah, yes, the fat camp stuff is very good too.
Butter.
Quit dreaming about butter. Also, I don't know what the mix-up is, but on Wikipedia, the list of episodes, they have the Home Away from Homer airing before the Catholic one.
Yep, it got all goofed up on me.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a Disney Plus switched it up thing. I don't know what that's about, but like we've done before with the Lost Michael Jackson episode, we go by the Disney Plus rating list.
How does one choose?
Right.
Who is telling us the truth?
We follow the mouse.
In this world of
all hail the mouse.
Disinformation. Yeah, we do. At the end of the day, the mouse decides who can watch The Simpsons and who cannot.
Yeah. That is we follow the Mickey.
There we go.
And that's a fucking wrap, baby, on season 16
Did it.
of The Simpsons. I think still good. I think if you listen back to our last handful of episodes, I think season 16 was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a step down from 14 and 15.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I would have to really go back and think about it.
You were much lower at points than I was during that time. Remember
Accurate.
that?
Yeah. I bet. Okay. Yeah. I bet if I really sat and thought about it and really did some math, maybe 16 wasn't what 15 was. But I remember 16 really firing hard out the gate. I remember really liking the Treehouse one with that Jack the Ripper thing with fucking Wiggum.
Yeah.
I look fondly back at 16.
And I just saw an ad on Sunday Night Football for the next Treehouse of Horror.
Oh,
it's
really?
Like 33 or 32.
We're in season 33, which means we're on Treehouse 32.
32. Yep, there we go.
Because they didn't do one in the first one.
Yeah, and that's something.
I play a Simpsons tapping phone game called The Simpsons Tapped Out, where you build a town and collect resources. It's a fucking time suck.
Yeah.
But they're doing a season 33 special event, so I see it all the time. We're fucking still going.
Yeah.
This show is still going, Nathan.
All of the seasons in the 20s are still ahead of us.
Yeah. We will start 17 next week. Honestly, I know there's only 21 episodes, but I feel like season 16 flew the fuck by.
I would say.
I think we really just cooked past season 16.
I would agree with that, yeah. And now we're in the middle. We're almost exactly in the middle.
Yeah. We're about to start 17.
Right there.
Here we are.
Yeah,
Did you ever think we'd make it this far?
Yeah.
It is the 71st episode of this show.
To quote Shania Twain.
Okay.
Looks like we made it.
Attaboy.
Everyone doubted us.
I can't even make jokes after that.
Yeah.
That's
We'll just start crying.
Man. I might anyway. Yeah. We will do 5 more episodes next week. We are kicking off season 17 of The Simpsons, episodes 1 through 5. And I cheated a little bit and looked ahead. This is the first season in a long time that episode 1 is not the Treehouse of Horror. We will get it next week, but it's not episode 1.
Yep. There you go. Think of that. Wrap your fucking brains around
Prep yourself. Gird your loins.
Because it's going to get weird.
1 through 5 of season 17 next week. You can find us on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at BarleyBasketUSA. You can email the show, barleybasketUSA@gmail.com. You can find me over on Huntsville Home Video talking about horror movies.
The scary stuff.
New episode every week.
Terrifying.
Boy, Bone Tomahawk is super fucking good.
Go watch that.
Go listen to the Bone Tomahawk episode of Hell Comes to Huntsville on Huntsville Home Video. And boy, that's a fucking good movie.
Yeah, that movie
goes hard.
Yep.
That movie goes real hard.
You're ready for a Western that goes hard.
Yeah.
This is your chance.
You want a hard Western?
Yeah. You want Kurt Russell going hard.
I do.
Matthew Fox going hard.
I didn't think I did, but
you
I do.
did. You didn't know you wanted a hard Matthew Fox, but now you got it.
Didn't know I wanted a hard Matthew Fox.
I
did.
Any other names? Oh, Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson
also going hard. Everyone's
Night
got
Owl.
hard.
You want
for
a hard
guys.
Night Owl?
You like your night owls hard? You like them soft? You like them hard. Don't lie to yourself. Get yourself a hard night owl.
So you can go find that. We're doing a horror movie review podcast every day all through October because we're out of our minds.
How is there not a bum wine called Night Owl?
Oh, that is a good fortified wine.
Yeah.
Is that just Thunderbird, though? I mean, come on. You're being a little derivative.
I don't think so, though. Night owl? That's totally different. I think it's night train, if anything. I think night train might be a horseshit
is a bird, an owl's a bird.
I mean, there's a lot of, it's a wide animal kingdom.
There's a lot of birds.
Yeah, there's a lot of birds. How many blind, drunk, homeless men have been in a liquor store? There's so many birds to choose from.
Birds.
I just want to, just too many birds. Where's the wild Irish rose? Oh.
I hope you defeat all the mice in your basement.
Oh, man, guys.
I'm praying for you.
Pray to whatever entity you care for. And I'll
be Catholic for another week if you catch your mice.
We got to get rid of these mice.
Oh, buddy. I feel so bad for you.
Oh, man. I don't need the hantavirus. I got enough on my plate. I don't need diseases that should have went away 90 years ago because we don't breathe rat turds like we used to. I don't need to breathe rat turds. I don't know if that's...
I'm always saying that about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Say what you will about Nathan. He doesn't need to breathe rat turds.
Yeah, he's better than that. He has an undergrad degree. It's a liberal arts degree. That means anything. It means I don't have to breathe rat turds anymore.
Well, I hope you quit living that turd life any minute now.
You need to live above ground.
You can sleep on the couch if you want.
You run from rats, they're just going to keep following you.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to look your mice
in the eye. Like I said, I'd loan you my cat, but I don't think she's a hunter.
Oh, my God. I'm going to feel so good when I kill that rat, though.
Yeah, you
that
will.
Mouse, boy.
You're going to be like, fuck.
I already told my roommate I'm nailing it to the fucking door. It's a lesson to all the other mice.
Yeah, boy, let them know.
Yep, exactly.
You tell them what you saw here
that's
today.
That's a good way for to get invited to a neighborhood watch meeting.
End up on the Nextdoor app.
Yeah.
We're done. Enjoy your week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.